Well, good day, footy fans, and welcome to the finals after 18 hard-fought minor rounds. Just 5 teams remain in the BTR Excavation Division 1, and today we have 2 premiership contenders. The grand final just 3 weeks away, and it's likely that one, if not both of these 2 teams, could be there. It's Golden Grove, hot to trot on a huge winning streak, looking for their first ever Division 1 final, and a team that's had a meteoric rise up the ladder after recent poor seasons. It's Golden Grove, the Kookaburras, hosting Spock, St. Peter's Old Collegians. My name's Phil Hurd. They put the band back together. Joining me, man, the first debuted calling footy in this league back in 2020, Tony Neal. Welcome, Tony. Isn't it great? Great to see you again.
Fantastic, Phil, and it is a pleasure, mate. We've had our chats over the phone leading into this game and spent a bit of time on it today as well, because it absolutely is going to be a belter. We're here at Harpers Field. Our coaches, Luke Barmby and Michael O'Leary. So what a game it is going to be. And just a little bit overcast at the moment. The B-grade score, Phil, did you happen to jot down the elimination final?
I believe this was, I'm glad the scoreboard's still going, the Kieran Hyoketsu scoreboard, where we always say...
Hello, yes.
Hello, yes. A win to the hosts, Golden Grove, 13-5-83. Glenunga were the visitors, 4-7-31. Glenunga Bees, their season is done. Golden Grove go on to the first semi next week. But, yeah, it's been a bit of a wild week weather-wise, Tony. What's the conditions like for this big footy game?
Well, we can see the umpires just walking into the centre. I called a game here a couple of weeks back and it was dry and rock hard, but today just the centre there as those umpires walk across is a bit slippery. There's a couple of puddles here and there at centre half forward and just inside the 50 to the left of screen, and down in that far right pocket also is a little bit slippery, having a look around earlier. But all augurs well. I don't think there's going to be any rain coming, and it is going to be a top of 13 degrees. Phil?
It always strikes me Harpers Field as a hard ground in terms of the surface. Got a little bit of softening up. Yeah, the middle's a bit more muddy than you'd probably like, but I think, to be honest, the players will appreciate just that little bit more soft underfoot. So our sponsors, Tony, of course, they've done a great job all season. Now they're joining us as well for the finals. Of course, this is a filming footy production. We also thank Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Archie's, Classic Clashes, I'm getting used to that by now, Custom by ORTC, High Five e-bikes with the Player of the Year, Jag Meatworks, Kimberley Resorts, and as we've mentioned, the Kieran Hyoketsu scoreboard, and our stream sponsor today giving the voucher to the best on ground, along with the Dartfish beanie. The Archie's footwear will be a voucher from the Gully.
And of course, Phil, our goal of the week is brought to you by Born to Build. Our snag of the year is brought to you by Jag Meatworks. Our mark of the week is brought to you by Born to Build. And you mentioned the Moonlight Suites by Kimberley Resorts. That's for the mark of the year. The winner receives a 3 nights accommodation. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely up in Broome just at the moment. So, of course, all the winners, you can see them going to Filming Footy social media page and watch the weekly footy show between the posts. We were the forefathers of that many moons ago, Phil.
What they call it, we were the original trio, along with, of course, Sean Jacko Jackson. Big week of finals starting. 5 teams gone, 2 teams gone to Div 2. How did that ladder end up shaping out, Tony?
Well, you got Port District on top, and we did see big Josh Ramsey wandering around today, but that's because their reserves are playing over the back.
And he was wearing nothing to say he was from Port District.
Correct.
Either. But then again, neither would I.
Shorts, so I don't know about the shorts. And as we see today, second versus third, Golden Grove and St. Peter's. And of course, the other game, Ross Trevor and Sacred Heart, well, that starts half an hour later today, so we'll bring you updates when we can. But just looking at Golden Grove, their points for were the best in the league. They had 1,690 points, and the next best was Port District with 1,474, so, 216 odd points better. Against, though, they were 5th against, so this is going to be interesting. And St. Peter's, well, they were 4th in their points for, and they finished 3rd on the ladder, and they were 3rd against. So they're pretty much sitting where they need to be, but we're coming into finals now.
Golden Grove's attack. 11 times in 18 games, they cracked 90 points. 6 times they cracked the ton. But occasionally a stellar defence. And what's interesting, Tony, for both sides is that, look, they played between them the two teams that have got relegated, Prince Alfred and Broadview, but they both raked up huge wins. Golden Grove was by 98 points, kicking 21 goals in the process. Spock went one better, winning over Broadview by 121 points, kicking 25 goals. I mean, good preparation, but against what opposition?
Well, it's a great point, Phil, because in my notes, both teams had huge wins in the final round. Will this preparation impact today? So if we go to Golden Grove, they did win by 98 points. They won 4 quarters with 35 shots. St Peter's, they won 4 quarters with 39 shots. Interestingly, Golden Grove 21-14, so they were accurate. St Peter's 25-14, so they were accurate. So there's not a lot between the teams. The form guide, if I may.
Yeah, go for it.
Golden Grove have had 11 wins in a row. Today, my prediction is they need to be accurate, less points than goals. And I'll come to that a little bit later on when we go through the last 3 games.
I mean, Golden Grove, they started 1-3, were 3-4 after a round 7 loss to Glenunga, so weren't even guaranteed of playing finals. And yeah, they won their last 11. But I saw them play Port District here, and they were brilliant. And so for me, they are the hot team, and up duly favourites today. At home, they're 8-1. Only lost to Shock, and that was all the way back in round 3.
Well, St Peter's 1 win in the last 4 rounds.
Yep.
And for them today, as we just go to the coin toss here, they need to find early season form. They did have a winning run of 5 games and then 2 blocks of 3. So there hasn't been the patch where they win 1, lose 1 as that coin goes up. St Peter's will kick to the left of the screen, and Jake Pittman just wandering back, was best player in that game a couple of weeks ago against Ross Trevor. If I can just go back those last 3 rounds.
Yeah, sure.
Golden Grove, they won by 20 points and they won 3 quarters. They had 31 scoring shots, but kicked 13-18. Round 17 was the game we covered. They won by 3 points in the last, pretty much last kick of the day. They only won 2 quarters. They had 21 shots and scored 11-10. So their points to goal ratio hasn't been good. Last week against lesser opposition, obviously the 21-14. We go across to St Peter's. They had the draw. I was fortunate enough to do that game, round 16. 27 scoring shots to 22, and they had a draw. They kicked 13-14, so the accuracy was not there. They then lost by 10 points against Sacred Heart. They won 2 quarters. They kicked 7-5 to 7-6 in the last 3 quarters. So it was really only Sacred Heart's first quarter. 15 scoring shots, 9 goals, 6, so they're more accurate. And then, of course, last week with Broadview, as I mentioned, 39 scoring shots, 25-14. You can't really get a line out of last week's game.
Yeah, I mean, second half of the season, St Peter's only the one big scalp, and that was beating Port District at home by 8 points. Since then, losing to Ross Trevor, to Salisbury North, to Sacred Heart, and by 44 points in round 11 to Golden Grove.
So round 2 and round 11, their other games this season. St Peter's played at home in round 2. They won 3 quarters. Now, this is interesting. 29 scoring shots to 18 shots. Round 11, Golden Grove won. They won 3 quarters. Remember, St Peter's had 29 shots. Golden Grove had 28 shots to 19. So 29 to 18, 28 to 19. It all augurs for a great game as we build into it, Phil. We will cover some of the hot players as the game progresses.
As it goes along. They're about to get ready. Look, my tip is going to be Golden Grove. Yours, Tony?
Yeah, I think Golden Grove only just.
Well, it's been a long minor round. It's been a wet and wild week, but we're ready for some finals football. Who will get a date with Port District to be one of the first teams in the grand final? We'll know in 4 quarters' time. But here we go. Thanks to Filming Footy, the 2025 qualifying final, and your caller is Tony Neal.
So big Tom Robinson up in the middle. Ball just rolls off the players. St Peter's now, that's their first inside 50. G. Bedford out in front there, did well. Off the hands, and it falls straight into the mud there. And James Higgin is brought down, and Call holding the ball is the is the call from the crowd. Watch for Pittman. He's an architect out there for them. Now, it'll be interesting to see whether they do go outside with that mud in the middle. Ben McGill, one of my favourite players a couple of years ago, and he's still up there, Phil.
He's not one of your favourites anymore,
yeah,
Tony? What did he do to you?
Still is, and you'll see him. This is what he does. He runs on very quickly.
Yep,
he's on the inside of this, and he'll go down for that next piece of play.
Spock with all the attacking at the moment. Hits the chest of James Higgins, wearing number 6 on this occasion. So it's St. Peter's Old Collegians in the blue and white, heading to the left of your screen with the first couple of inside 50s. The Golden Grove defence facing a couple of early tests. Laying the tackle there, a man who really, along with Cam Shenton, is the lock in that defence. And Thatcher, the tap down will go the way of Simon. It spills, and the attempted kick by Bedford, smothered by his own man. And it ends up as a point. First score of the game, it's to the visitors. They're 1, Golden Grove yet to score.
So just watch Cam Shenton's distance that he gets with his kicks. He'll get to the centre of the ground of the wing. There's a player out here. He elects to go the other side. There goes the kick, and that is to centre wing as we speak. One hand goes up, takes it in front of that huge sign, the home of the mighty Kookaburras. That's a dangerous kick inside. Pittman comes in to mop up, gently nudges the ball, and it's Edward Weeks with ball in hand.
The Golden Grove yet to go forward of centre. On that occasion, last disposal, we're all missing the target of Harvey George. So Josh Haber will have a chance to reset. So early momentum with Spock, just the one behind out of it thus far. If you've just joined us, you've missed about 2 minutes of actions. Both teams as named when it was put together in Play HQ, which we like to see. Thatcher has it in front of the defensive goals. We're going to come right across the field towards the Golden Grove bench, and Mitchell Payne, who has a spot of the fumbles, manages to keep his poise. Not the greatest of kicks. The hand pass to Simon was a little hot. Umpire saying, you guys sort it out today, and the ball will spill free.
Now, talk about finals intensity. It does go up around about 10% as that kick cross there from Lockie Di Cesare goes towards Harvey George, falls over. I just was tracking Joshua Ingram earlier. He ran a long way out of the back line to get down the ground, and he's just come back in to help. He played a very good game in recent times, and, well, there's a hold in the ball there. And that was Connor Dodd, who kicked that winning goal a couple of weeks back. Just watching Joshua Ingram in back play at the moment. He's just popped back as it comes in, and that's a nice grab by Edward Weeks at centre-half back.
Well, officially an inside 50 to Golden Grove. They haven't had a touch inside 50, and Spock are going to work it down. Now, the wind is a southwesterly. This ground pretty much is true north-south with a slight, well, I don't know if slight is quite the word actually. There is a slope heading from right to left. So Spock have both the slope and the breeze, and they have the ball, and they have an open man running through the middle, and with a bit of dash is McCarthy, his high kick, looking in the pocket, can't quite find Johnny Reid. Spock keep possession, they'll go back to go forward, and there's your man, is it? Yeah, it's McGill, who's marked it on the 50-metre arc.
Don't think he'll kick it and then run onto it. He might be having a shot.
I'm going to call him your man McGill for the rest of the day, by the way, Tony.
Not sure that he's going to have a shot, Phil.
Now, look, well, yeah, you always look at the body language. He's taken that extra couple of steps back. Not a lot of leading for him. Johnny Reid did. No, Reid's not taking a lead. Neither is Bedford at the moment. From the shape of 50, I tell you what, the distance is going to get pretty close. Spills over the back. We've got our second score of the game. It's the second behind to Spock. They're 2, Golden Grove 0 on the Kieran Hyoketsu scoreboard.
Hello, yes. And I'm just looking, there's not much of a breeze as we speak, if at all, Phil. I'm trying to pick it in the trees there. And different kicker in this time. That's a long kick right to the middle of the ground. Player being held. Play on is a call. Gee, there's a flock of green jumpers here, Golden Grove. They stop and come inside. That was through Cavallaro. They're inside 50. Both their inside 50s have been a little bit messy. Gee, diving over the top, Jed Banwell. Couldn't quite get it done. Good backup there by St Peter's, Edward Weeks. And that's good vision out of the back line. As just surmising what's in front of him is Ben Belperrier. But they go very wide to Nick McGill, because the brother not playing today.
And Lockie Pascoe, an early touch through a smother. He'll be key. 7 coming off a 7-goal effort. 86 goals for this. 84 goals for the season. I reckon there was breeze heading where Saints are going, because that was a very strong penetrating kick. And Ed Allen, the captain, was certainly taken high for mine, despite the protestations of the local fans offering plenty of umpiring advice. We'll give you the umpires. Andrew Crosby and Robert Kane are your field umpires. I'll give you the rest. I'll take a further step back. Anthony Bertoli, Eli Courtney on the boundary. Steve Martin and Daniel Bartlett are waving the flags.
Steve Martin?
Ed Allen on 50, I reckon, with the breeze right behind him. The kick looks straight. It has the distance. And St. Peter's, after some early field domination, get their reward. On the Kieran gets your scoreboard. They're 1-2-8. Golden Grove yet to go within 40 metres of their southern goals.
Well, we're 6 minutes in, Phil, and we've seen it's been a lot of St. Peter's early on, but a lot of industrious work to get it inside that 50, and Golden Grove able to clear. We're interested to see what happens around those 50s today, and it's exciting when you can get down to the 50 and you get a finish as opposed to come out the other side. So interesting. One of the smartest men on the ground just come on, Ed Colley, himself and Malachi Carruthers, both wearing long sleeves into 13 degrees.
Very smart, wearing the long sleeves. We cannot miss them. Through some hands, it ends up with Collins out to Pittman. That's a deep inside 50. Pascoe's double teamed. Who's front and square? There's a lot of blue. Can they work it out? The hand pass a little hot at the moment. Heads towards the boundary line. Now the Green Machine have it, but only momentarily. As you'd expect, some finals intensity football. Verity was one of the tackles. Umpire very much letting it go. And St. Peter's went a big one on, but that's a really high kick. And Cam Shent was almost like an NFL punt returner waiting for it to come down. He made the catch.
So he's gone sideways, not so much a metre, probably 1 metre ahead at the moment. They've probably gone 5 metres ahead now. Pittman, they're trying to nurse this ball along. Just coming on is Samuel Duke onto the halfback flank off the interchange bench. High, over the top, Payne couldn't do it. Best player in the last game down here, and a bit of an antagoniser at times out there under this ball.
He was lucky, he slipped. And then the claimant, the tag tackle, was just a little cumbersome. Got the free kick. So it will be Horskins. Line drive shot. Picks up teammate in Declan Tomey. Tomey goes to the hospital. Here comes Pascoe. He's got a lot of friends, but he led them all to the ball. Even had created the space to have the luxury of a juggle. And this, well, talked about accuracy before the game, Tony. Lachlan Pascoe, I've seen the good and occasionally the not so good. I mean, how can you say not good? He's kicked 84 goals.
Well, interesting you mentioned that, Phil. Last game here against Ross Trevor, he missed a few early, even an out of bounds on the full, and then got the kicking boots on.
Well, I saw him where he had 5 at half time and then behinds the rest against Glen. I go, what do we got today? We've got a first up miss. Not by a lot, given the goal umpire position. But Golden Grove, well, they've got a score on the board. They are 1 behind. St. Peter's Old Collegians with the ball, kicking it out, 1-2-8.
So Edward Weeks with ball in hand. There's 5 players out here to 2 Golden Grove. He's got plenty to choose from. He elects to go towards Ted Newman. Takes the grab, just goes back. The on-fielders will get down the ground here. Pittman just lurking in the middle. Gee, that's close to the boundary. Go the boundary, you get the boundary is one of my sayings. So Ed Colley, what's he going to do? Oh, had a look. And that's very, very close to the boundary. And exactly that, Phil. You go the boundary, you get the boundary. And, well, both teams probably think they get a win-win. They get to set up. And just have a look at Edward Allen there, just going back down deep.
It's an interesting boundary around here too. It's not exactly a natural curve. It takes a bit of a sharp left-hand turn just in front of the St. Peter's bench. So we'll see. And look, the wind is coming southwest, so you shouldn't see too many out of bounds on the full this side. It should be on the other side that the wind takes it out. We will see as the day progresses. 10 minutes gone first quarter. Spock with most of the attacking and the 6-point lead. And Golden Grove have got a second point. Golden Grove get a second point?
Just keep an eye on Pittman here on James Higgin. Pittman looks like he's slipping a fair bit there as well. Just in the back play there he is.
Yeah. I have a feeling that the scoreboard here, I think they may have given Golden Grove a point they haven't kicked, because I can't remember a second shot on goal besides Pascoe's long distance one. So the Kookaburras look to have settled here, a couple of back-to-back inside 50s, or that's what they're trying. The kick from Habel in the Cavallaro direction. But it was great work there, I think, by Carruthers to slow it up. Now they go forward, and gee, that's a brave man in Ben Inello. Initially from Prince Alfred College, old collegians, made the transition to St. Peter's. Given their rivalry, that's not something you see every day, Tony.
I think they'd be pretty happy with him just at the moment, though. Malachi Carruthers, ball in hand. He's run down a long way he has run a long way, Benjamin Ionello, to get this ball.
So he'll have it as we go out to Carruthers. So they're just playing a bit of kick to kick at the moment. Malachi with it. He's had a teammate, but it's a turnover on the centre wing. Golden Grove bring it back in through some hands. It spills though for the Kookaburras. Tackled was Slater. And the defence hanging on, umpire saying St. Peter's ball. A little hot to trot there was the tackle on Jed Banwa, but it will be Spock. So the inside 50s starting to even up now. Golden Grove getting a succession. Something you see a fair bit in the women's footy, where the transition inside 50 to inside 50 can be a little tricky at times, but it seems to be the case here. Another one for Golden Grove. Pascoe's direction, well, it's thumped from behind. Pilkington got a hand pass forward to no one in particular. Bedford is a long way out of his goal-kicking area, playing in defence. And through some hands, Golden Grove will work it loose and will go the other side to try and go forward. Yeah,
Davey, it was, got it out to Xanthopoulos. Kicks down the wing this time. Mitchell McKelvey kicked the first goal in the recent game, kicked a couple actually, so a bit of a foil. And there's another opportunity up forward, and this is Mitchell Slater. So not turning around to pass it off. Pascoe 18 games 84, Liam Verity 17 games 33, Jed Banwell 18 and 18, and Cavallaro 18 and 18. So they have shared it around a little bit. Gee, wanders in, likes it straight over the top too. So a nice goal to Golden Grove to get them underway. And that's taken them 13 minutes on their home ground to score that goal.
Yep, which evens it up. Oh, not quite. Hang on.
I think it's 1 goal 1 to 1
it's
goal
1
2.
goal 2. I think scoreboard attendant needs a bit of assistance if there's anybody here watching. Because, St. Spock have only kicked the 1 goal. I've got it at 1-2 to 1-1.
1-2 to 1-1.
At the
Correct.
moment. So Spock in front by 8 points, which I trust is what you might be seeing at home. So back in the middle. Give that tap to Robinson. Trying to get down and get it was Dodd. I think we're going to end up with... You see they put Bedford in the middle along with Jesse McKinnon. 2 of their big recruits. Although Bedford's been with them since 23. He's had a really stellar season though. 17 games, 10 times in the best players, including last week where he wasn't the best. Also bagging 3 goals against Broadview.
So keep an eye on this guy because he's the twin of Pittman. That's Pilkington. There he goes, slams a player to the ground here. St. Peter's players attracted the crowd. The umpire's gone over as well. Phil's excited. It's all happening. I'm glad you saw it, Phil. I just saw an upside-down pink thing on the ground. Player in a little bit of trouble there. Couldn't get away with it.
It was
Mitchell Payne.
It wasn't the fact the umpire fell over. Did a beautiful cartwheel roll and got straight back up again in one motion. That was almost rhythmic gymnastics style.
Lucky he didn't bury himself.
Brisbane 2032. Give it a try.
A lot of players behind this ball. Well taken off the pack. That was Declan Tomley. In it comes. See, that's courage. Well done. Just having a look around. Mitchell McKelvey has a player running wide. Goes inside. One of the most dangerous kicks in footy. They're just nursing this ball around. Possession football at the moment. It has not gone forward 1 metre, but they've had 3 kicks and it's gone sideways. And there's players set up here on this side of the ground, and that's very close to on the full. It is Nick McGill to load up again for St Peters. We're 15 minutes in on the Karen Hiu-Ketso hello yes scoreboard.
Hello yes, says the boundary umpire. I'm going to keep track, Tony, of out of bounds on the full. It's one to the east and none to the west so far with a southwesterly. What do we got here? We've got a blood rule, everything just stopping
umpire just
momentarily.
Not sure who he's talking to here. The runner maybe. Or...
The match official is saying it's a blood rule. Okay, this is Bedford coming off.
Yeah, Ty Bedford.
Is that? Oh, that's the quarter. No, hang on.
Can't be quarter time.
Okay, dokie.
Oh, someone said it could be the siren from the other game. And that's what they've heard. Because we're 16 minutes in.
Yeah, that's what they... That's the only thing.
And
reminds me of a Sandford game.
Oh,
yeah, because
wow.
that, like, 15-minute quarters. The teams have huddled up. St Peters are coming off the field. The scoreboard is now correct. It's been a weird 15 minutes, Tony.
That's I've never seen anything like this.
And like they're not stopping them.
And the umpires in the middle of the ground just looking.
The umpires have regathered.
I took it as Ty Bedford coming off for blood, perhaps, but I don't even know whether it was that. But
okay, now there's another runner going out to say
ambulance there, and they just wanted quiet while they transport an injured player.
Fair enough.
The other game.
Okay, so it is due to the other game, Tony. However, there's been a serious injury. There's an ambulance, and we just want to stop all proceedings whilst that ambulance is doing what ambulance staff need to do. Is it different? Yep. I've never had this happen. Had a women's final stopped a couple of weeks ago due to an injury on this field, not on the other one. So it gives us a time to have a chat. Other game not yet underway.
Yeah, I'm just going to go back to round two. St Peters kicked 2 goals 10 in their fourth quarter. Golden Grove. That was 8-6 to 10-8. And St Peters was 7-10. They ended up with 9 goals 20. So it was St Peters kicked 2 goals 10 in that last quarter. Yeah. And they still won by 6 points.
Which means they could have seriously put Golden Grove away.
So that was
2 goals too.
And then in round 11, Golden Grove won by 44 points, a bit more comprehensive. They won 3 quarters. In that 28 shots I alluded to pre-game, they kicked 14-14, and I'm a bit of a numbers freak. They kicked 4-6 in the fourth quarter, so that's 10 scoring shots late in the game. So we talk about fitness and being up and about and getting a run on, and that's what they were able to do. Some of the better players this year, Phil, if I haven't stolen your thunder.
No.
Jake Pittman, as we see already starting out well today. He's played 18 games, been in their best 10. Aidan Thatcher, 18-8, and he's number 13 today. We haven't called him a lot just yet. Michael Cavallaro, 18-7, so he's been in around it today. And Lachlan Pascoe, because he's up forward there with the 84 goals, 18-7. And, well, he's kicked 84. Verity's kicked 33. Jed Bamwell, 18. Michael Cavallaro. St Peters, so interesting out was Henry Nelligan.
Yep, I think I think it was a hamstring, but I'll stand corrected on that. He was their best player. Got a mention in the Advertisers' final preview as a key to their effort today.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Wow.
Ty Bedford is the man. Malachi Carruthers has really got into the role, and we've already had a chat about Ed Allen, who, if you missed it, had a really good long-distance goal from the 50-metre arc to get the goal scoring underway. If you have just joined us and you're wondering why there's no footy happening at the 15-minute mark, there was an ambulance called for the other field, and so all football at the facility is stopping until that ambulance has left. And we do got to thank that gentleman who came up and told us, because we had not a clue about that. Other game, Ross Trevor and Sacred Heart, they were about 10 minutes away from starting. We thought we'd have a half-hour advantage over them, but that's going to be limited a little bit more now, obviously.
The other bit too with St Peters, you spoke about their better players, but their goal scorers, it's been spread out. So Nick Michaels is the highest goal scorer with 29. Johnny Reid, one less game, he's kicked 25, so they're really close. Ty Bedford, as you mentioned, Phil, he's kicked 22 goals out of 17 games, but today the ground that he covers, the ability to get back down deep, and I often have a bit of fun when I do the interviews with players, and you're an on-baller and say, oh, do you like going forward kicking goals? And they go, yes. And I say, well, what about your opponent? If he likes doing it, do you go down back to help out? Yeah. Well, Ty Bedford does do that.
Can I just on that, because we have got some time to kill, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this. But Ty Bedford, I went back on his Play HQ, he's played for 12 clubs.
Wow.
Let me just go through his background. So, okay, in South Australia, he started his junior football at Walkerville and Unley, the Jets, Unley Mercedes. He did spend some Sandford time at Sturt. Country in South Australia, he's played for Mannum. He also played for Scotch Old Collegians and obviously now for St Peter's. He's played for the Halls Creek Hawks. I assume that's Halls Creek Grampians.
Wow,
I didn't know Halls Creek actually had a team, but there you go.
Well, Halls Gap, I've just come back from.
Yeah. In Perth, he's played for the Kununurra Demons, the Carlisle Cats, I think they are, I'll stand corrected, and the Perth Demons, the actual Waffle Perth side. He's also played in WA for Banks and the Darwin Buffaloes. I think I've covered them all. That's 12 clubs. That would be quite a set of polo shirts. Halls Creek in WA, okay. Oh, it's Halls Gap. Of course, Halls Gap in the Grampians. Yeah. Halls Creek Hawks, WA.
So he's a bit of a journeyman, and good on him. And look, the one good thing with footy, you get to meet a lot of people, and I wonder whether we could name all his teammates, Phil, from 12 different clubs.
The good news is we don't need that much of a filler, because as you can see, the teams are back out. How do you reset from that kind of sudden break?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I've been through finals as a player and a coach, but it's your mindset. You know, the way that you left that break is the way you've got to come back to it. And if you were the team on top, you know, Golden Grove were loading up and they'd scored the last goal, so they were just coming back, and you've got this bit of a break, and it becomes a mindset. So you see Liam Verity there just practising a shot on goal, and you know, Phil, all the players prepare differently how they go about their preparation pre-game, but now it's about 18 players saying, bang, we're on again. We pick up. We haven't got time to warm up. We're 16 minutes in, which is now, what have we added, 6 minutes on?
It stopped at about the 14-minute mark. I reckon we lost
5-minute quarter.
I reckon we lost about 8 minutes. So, yeah, I reckon 26, 27 at 8. You're right, 34, 35 is where we're going to go to.
And Connor Dodd, is he going to be the recipient of the free kick he is?
Well, I want to know if Ty Bedford's back, because he went off. No, he's still on the bench. The other thing to note, Tony, I'm pretty sure Adelaide Footy League minor round has 21.
Yes.
And the major round has 22.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I counted my numbers and I thought, surely I haven't doubled up.
It gets me every year, and then I remember, that's the rule.
All right, so Connor Dodd on that left boot. So they're allowed to, if you like, extract the free man, almost like in soccer. St Peter's now just coming up, they're allowing that bit of space. Now they'll jam up on the players, try and cut off the spots, but they're able to come inside. And Joshua Ingram, he played a great game a couple of weeks back, and he does move up the ground, Phil, from that back line. Trying to survey now, they pull the trigger and just go high and long, up and down. Where are the runners when you need them? Well, there they are for St Peter's. That player caught and dragged out of bounds. Umpire calls from 30 metres away and says, "Hi, Mum, I'm on TV today." And just adjudicating with the boundary umpire.
Right.
And Phil, looking like you were up the front of Guns N' Roses, then wave it in, he says.
I was about, just to say that, they finally worked. I mean, I don't mind that. The umpires are a team within themselves, and they're certainly allowed to confer in that sort of situation. As the ball spills free, a chance for Golden Grove in the pocket with Booington till McCovey just ran out of space. And in the end, Ted Newman said, "No soup for you today," said Newman.
I'll tell you what, Phil, the other good thing, there's a little bit on in back play here.
Yeah, and someone said, "But I want my soup."
2-on-1. Is that going to be a free kick? Manhandled, dragged to the ground. Get off him. It's Nick McGill. I might have to leave the commentary position
I'll tell
myself,
you what, Mike
Phil.
O'Leary would be just having a slight heart attack there, because the only bad thing that will happen there is a turnover and a shot on goal.
And the scoreboard attendant is back on. Look at that. 1 goal, 2 each.
Okay.
As that goes up and down.
Yep.
Not sure that was a point. It was.
It was. Oh, hang
so
on.
spun around. That was a high kick coming in.
That's a good point, actually.
Been a fair few ball ups today. Now you'll see the wingers on this side have come in. There's a player all on his own out the other side. McGill's got him probably about 30 metres away.
Yeah.
And another ball up. A lot of players around this ball as they come in now. Third man up, straight into the arms of Pittman, over the top. Can they keep their feet? They can. Almost the rolling ball rugby style as Sean, how do we say number 36, Sean McCarthy?
Yeah, Sean
comes in.
Sean. And what do the Italians say? Ciao?
Yeah, just floating off Pittman again. Out the back. Gee, gets it back. This time elects to go high. Oh, up they go, playing in front. That's courageous.
Yeah.
And a free kick given away to Pascoe.
Well, I was just thinking he's not going to have any space all day. Every time it's gone in his direction, it's been 2-on-1.
Ty Bedford back on as well, just in the front of that little
Good.
puddle there.
So for Pascoe, whose run up is bigger than the distance that he has to kick, straight in front. So I think a little bit to the right, let it swing back to the left with the breeze. From 30. He does exactly that. And after giving up a fair bit of the territory in the first 5 or 6 minutes, Golden Grove have certainly settled. Now it's St. Peter's who we're thinking, when was the last time they had an inside 50? It's a 6-point Kookaburra lead.
Well, they've kicked the last two now, and it's just that settler. I talk about that first 10 minutes, nerves and adrenaline in a final, everything's up and about, but you've got to play 100 minutes, not 10 minutes, and they've just settled now. Golden Grove, you go back to what your role is, know what you need to do. Just see Xanthopoulos coming back on. Where's he going to go? He's just on the half-back flank here. Both teams pretty spread out across that 50-metre line, and then stand alone full forward both ends as wound up in the middle. Golden Grove know their ground very well, but it is a final. Just see Joshua Ingram standing on the outside of his opponent. Now he's got on the inside, forced him to the boundary. That's better. Cavallaro after it, round the corner, quick kick, and well cut off. Covering a bit of ground too, Edward Allen.
Kick comes in board, finds up Carruthers just inside the centre square. Look left, goes right. Bedford's made some space on the outer side, marks on the true centre wing. Not really in a particular rush. We'll play the percentages low kick, and that was all too easy for Connor Dodd to step in and force the turnover. They'll go dangerously
Guppy's gone over again
to Cavallaro, and they're going to continue this. St. Peter's coverage is tight enough to make the coach foot raise the blood pressure a bit, but it's with Cam Shetton, given some space. Here's the key kick, back to Cavallaro, who's in there before. St. Peter's have set up a little bit of a wall along the centre wing, so Golden Grove are going to have to be careful with this. It stays in bounds. No, it doesn't. Just as Collins was due to emerge with it.
Just in back play there, Phil. There were blue jumpers on their own everywhere here. And
playing a kick behind
Allen,
the play.
Yeah,
waiting for
2 or 3 of them.
Waiting for Golden Grove to get lazy and kick it down the line, which they didn't. They went short, now. Just missed. So where's the free green, then, is my question.
Be at the back here.
Yeah.
Cavallaro.
Elects not to use said support. Chance for Carruthers. Bedford in the middle of green pile gets a hand pass in hope. Turnover. Here comes Golden Grove with a bit of space to work through. It's out, it's intercepted. Spoke too soon. It ends up with the long kick from Ben Belperio. His first goal for the season in his 16th game. And that's an important equaliser.
Well, 2 cut-offs there. The player for Golden Grove there, Xanthopoulos, really ran through shades of Mick Martin in that grand final almost. He ran through a swathe of blue, got the ball out, they chipped it around Golden Grove, and you only need to make that one mistake, and cut off it was. And Belperio, that was a mighty goal. He streamed through the middle. He's done that a couple of times today, and this time he scored the goal.
Well, faked me, because I was hoping Golden Grove would get some space so I could hand over. And in comes Belperio like a thief in the night. And the most important thing was not just the turnover, but the conversion. Even Stevens, which you think probably favours Golden Grove given they're going into the wind and uphill. But certainly St. Peter's would have no lack of disbelief that they're into us as Sirens runs into a little brick wall. And they're all a little bit sore and sorry after that, as it's with Pittman running off half back.
Yeah, nice off the boot, but it just swayed away, and they've set up well again, Charlie Allen. I've liked St Peter's back line probably a little bit more.
They really haven't allowed Golden Grove to transition, and Golden Grove haven't allowed St Peter's to transition.
And that's a kick off the side of the boot, if you like. More like self-defence for the Golden Grove player. Is that high? No, it's holding the ball. So they've done this a lot, Golden Grove. They chip out to a player on his own. Getting a fair bit of it too is Collins. He immediately takes off, gives it to Xanthopoulos. He is a runner. Doesn't quite hit that correctly to Pascoe.
Oh.
Pittman, up, down. Geez, it hung a long time in the air, and that's a great grab to Edward Weeks. And I've been impressed with St Peter's back there, and I hope that ingrown toenail recovers, Phil.
No, it's just the.
You can see it happening.
It was the pick up and the hand pass from Pascoe. Golden Grove's transition, when it works, is just so enjoyable to watch, and St Peter's have stifled it so well. That was one occasion they managed to do it before the key mark. Turnovers, I think, are going to be important in this one, and so is the tackling. Well done by Charlie Allen. Of course, it's the stoppage as we hit the 31-minute mark. It's going to be probably another 3 or 4 minutes, you think, at least in this quarter.
A couple of people hiding up under the tree up there too. They've got the thermos and the rug and, enjoying the game as you are all over South Australia and the world as this ball comes out. Probably a few old scholars around the place watching and straight back. It's really been that kick to kick. There's that one skill error that turns it over. The 50-50 bomb. Well, that works out Golden Grove's way. They go high and long the Pascoe now. They stream out. Is that a push out? Oh, player hits him on the head almost. 1-2. They're not out of trouble here. Player taken high, and that will be a free kick. They're trying to go quickly, and in doing so, it looks like Cavallaro again, perhaps. Just going back, turn around and face the goal, son. We're very late in this quarter. Little high five. Actually, it's Mitchell McKelvey who does score goals, knows how to go about it. And Simon, we can just see coming off here, Lamb Simon in front of us. He's just hobbled a little bit, Phil, from that interaction earlier on. Gee, nice follow through. It's going to drop late, but it's enough. And Golden Grove with their third on the board. They now hit the front. And that's the first time today, Phil, they've hit the front. 32-minute mark.
Yeah, Cavallaro, he averages a goal a game. This year, 18 from 18. Last year, 20 from 17. He was best on ground last... Oh, sorry, on McKelvey. Thank you.
Cavallaro's around them, don't worry, though.
No, I think he let it up, my bad. A junior from Coolamon is Mitchell McKelvey.
Wow.
I reckon it might be Riverina. I'll look it up if you really, really want, Tony.
So in the middle there, Declan Tomney. Don't know a lot about Declan. I saw him named. As you said, they can name 22 now. Gee, both players, almost like a training drill there. They were holding hands and both trying to get the ball one-handed. A little bit of trouble there. Payne wanted to go back and give a bit, but didn't. Just turned around and had a look. And we go into quarter time. 3 goals to 20. Golden Grove leading St Peter's 2 goals to 14 in an entertaining game of football. We will take a short break.
The mic's always on, as it is right now.
So welcome back. It is banana bread time, quarter time in the finals, and it is 3-2, 20 Golden Grove leading St Peter's 2 goals to 1 kick in it. Tony Neal joined by Phil Herden. And Phil, interesting game, just commenting there. It was really a game of two halves, and both teams at the moment feeling their way, trying to nurse that ball around. Hasn't been that hard crunching final just yet.
No, it's been where St Peter's dominated, then Golden Grove dominated, then there was a bit of neutral and a stoppage, and then it goal late each. As we're into the second quarter, Spock in the blue with the ball kicking to the right of screen. Golden Grove going downhill, maybe with the breeze to your left. So that ball tumbles out of bounds. Pretty sure that won't be last disposal. The rule that we play with here in the Adelaide Footy League, that to be honest, Tony, should be played in every level of footy. I noticed that we do some Masters footy and they don't have it.
No.
I would have thought they'd love it because they don't have to run so far.
It's a ball up. There isn't even a boundary umpire.
That's it.
Oh, courage. Well done. That was Ed Ell. So we talk about this nursing this ball around. Well, that's going to make him work because that's into the mud. Gee, just self-preservation there. Pittman, as he always does, just kicks it and doesn't really run on. He trots through the middle. That is laser-like kick, if you don't mind. Good play in the hands of Dodd and then getting it on to Pascoe. The only thing now, Phil, we talk about the last 10%, all you have to do is finish.
Well, that's why the premiership team has to win a grand final. You can have the greatest season ever, but it's finishing the job. And it's something that in this sport we treasure.
So Pascoe, Simon coming off again right in front of us. I'll just call this in a minute. As Pascoe likes it off the boot. Long goal, that is his second. So Lamb Simon almost got pushed into just a little bit of an altercation earlier on. They bumped into each other. He came off in the last quarter late, and he started this quarter, and he's just hobbled off right here in front of us. So he could be gone for the game as Samuel Duke goes on down into the back line. So that'll be a bit of a loss. He's a real athletic type is Lamb Simon, a good reader of the ball.
I have our first around the grounds for the day. 10 minutes gone at the Chateau, Campbelltown Memorial Oval. It's Intercol for adults today. Rocks and Sacred Heart, actually called the real Intercol at the 129th or something ridiculous. Hearts won that easy. Well, it's Rocks 1 straight 6, Sacred Heart 1-1-7. And Sacred Heart, who looked like they were going to just drop out of finals contention, have got their mojo together late. Golden Grove going forward again. Sits with Slater, who kicked the first goal for them this afternoon. Deeper into the pocket, sets Pascoe a task. Pascoe versus the boundary line, and the boundary line will win that one. He did get the touch, though, so it will be a throw-in, not last disposal.
Just a little bit offline by Slater there, but low raking kick it was. Throw-in now, half-forward line. Gee, shorter throw-in, so they all congregate around this ball. The ball stops, paddled off the ground, Pittman thrown to ground. Allen, went to go the kick and then the handball, chases it up himself. It is the rolling maul, just like rugby. Down again, that could have been Pittman or Pilkington. Up it comes. Well taken by the St Peter's player, and he is met very heavily by Mitchell Payne, and he doesn't mind antagonising Mitchell Payne and gives away the free kick in doing so. So just saying how the game hadn't really got that vigorous finals-like feel to it early on, and it has picked up Lockie Di Cesare. Is this over the top? Oh, nice mark there, Aidan Thatcher.
Thatcher doing what he's always doing, taking the strong mark and sending his Kookaburra teammates forward. The hand pass at 50, looking for Verity, needs it to sit. Gives time for Allen to descend and lay the tackle. It's Spock with the numbers, 2-on-1. Picked up by Elanato by the boundary. We'll see it over. And it will be a throw-in. Yeah, I think that, well, we saw the first boundary throw and you mentioned it fall short. I think that's the breeze doing that. This one, well, even more so, I suspect. Anything trying to be thrown in a southerly direction might just curve around a bit. Rucks are forward for that one. Just kick out of nowhere by Spock. Towards the centre wing we go. Some quick hands by Payne were a little bit too quick. Bedford in the middle has Carruthers in support. Bouncing ball at 50. How will it sit? Nice sit and pick up by Carruthers. Even better pass. Is that Johnny? I think it looks like Johnny Reid.
So you haven't called a lot of him today.
Not yet, but we are going to call him now.
That was a great kick around. It was a forward tumbling punt, but he meant it. And I was watching McGill and his opponent. They were right on each other, so there wasn't a free player there. So they break from that half forward and end up with a shot on goal. 25 goals. Oh.
Make that 26. And Spock, well, they needed that because Golden Grove were out to a match-high 12-point lead. That's been reduced to one straight kick on the Kieran Hyoketsu scoreboard. Golden Grove 14-26. St. Peter's Old Collegians 3-20. Of course, Kieran Hyoketsu.
Hello, yes. We're working well today, Phil.
You notice I'm getting in first, so you get to do the hello. We will swap at some point.
Don't encourage an extrovert, mate. I just see McGill here standing off Hable on this, or Harble, on this wing here. Both St. Peter's wingers just starting back a bit. Oh, a hack out of the air that missed everything. They'll probably give it a stat. Oh, nice grab down low. Really well done. He's a fair size, Harvey George, too. Yeah. Goes back and loads up. Gee, tries to nurse that ball to pinpoint precision. And that is a great grab over the back. Most backmen would say go the punch, but to judge that, gee, getting mixed up with the boundary umpire I was then. He's in the Golden Grove green, of course.
Yeah.
As number 27 is Nicholas Collins.
Well, you know, the field umpires are in the radiant pink this afternoon, so we don't have that confusion on the field of play. So it looks like the field umpires do get a few wardrobe choices. Just by Spock's forward 50.
Ooh.
Pittman again somewhere in the middle of that St. Peter's play picks it up and sends it towards our Kookaburra scoreboard. Thatcher with the mark. They're moving it nicely now. High kick. Pasco's got a lot of work to do. Just lobs in front. Too short to be able to rid of it. Heads up, Tony. There's a footy coming our way.
Wow, good pressure by Pittman there.
Yep. The quick rebounding kick into the pocket. It's a grab. Slater. He's got an interesting breeze to deal with. Kick it out in front. Let the breeze take it around.
It's come up a bit there, Phil, too.
Going to Stevie J. We're right behind it. You're filming Footy Crew. Max on camera. Giving you the shots of a great kick on goal. Slater has his second. Golden Grove have their fifth. Entertaining contest in the qualifying final.
I'll tell you what I liked was Pittman's. I was going to comment, was he going to chase or not? And he just put that little bit of pressure on. That's all you need on the kicker. The kick came up into the grandstand here. They get it back. And I'll tell you what Mitchell Slater did with that mark. He protected the fall of the ball and it went down in his hands. So strong hands and rewarded with a goal. So handy to see him just up forward in that pocket here. He's got the knee brace on, so he's going to be in the ruck as well. And they've just got a bit of a run on here with Golden Grove. Opened up a 12-point lead on the Kieran Hyoketsu Hello Yes scoreboard. St. Peter's just a hack kick around the corner. Charlie Allen, I suspect, with the 13 covered in mud. And Golden Grove are out again. Fast by Harble. Kicks in, and he's done that a few times, Edward Allen, today. Will he come inside? He does. Nice kick, James Higgins. What's on now? Bedford leads through the mud in the middle. They're trying to load up a little bit through that middle area. Gee, not a lot to go through here, Phil.
No, goes to the outer side looking for Hamish Allen. If you're not sure who the St. Peter's player is, just say Allen. You've got a 3 in 22 chance with Charlie number 13, Hamish 27, and Edward 37. That's where I reckon it's unfair. If you're playing in the same team, you shouldn't be wearing close to the same number. There should be a rule, Tony, about that.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, beautiful tackle by Cam Shenton.
He bounced when he hit the ground then, Phil. So it's got a bit vigorous just quietly.
Yep, certainly has. I mean, it should. Look, it's not a knockout final, but this is the final that sets up your season. As Newman heads out for the other side, was touched by McGill before going out of bounds. I know the stats in the Sandford was something along the lines of you win the qualifying final, you got about a 40% chance of winning the premiership. You lose the qualifying final, you got about a 10% chance. So it really does set up your season winning this. If you can win this one, you're one step away from a granny. You're in the granny. Anything can happen.
That could have been I thought that might have been a one-handed flick out. Oh,
still going
McGill.
on.
Yeah, that'll be with Mitchell Payne by the looks of it. So McGill goes back. He's got Edward Weeks inside. They come up now, the Golden Grove players. So Weeks has gone back further behind his opponent, believe it or not.
Yeah, very much man on man.
Gets it.
Although some are more tightly tagged than others. Slater had to come up, which has created the loose player here. And just as they're covered, Spock go the other way. They're keeping possession, but they are conceding some territory. Now with the long kick that looks like it's going to be intercepted. Okay. And when it's intercepted, you want quick movement to catch the defence flat-footed. Pascoe again double-teamed and a fair bit in the air, but that's a good grab. Is that 31?
31, yes. We haven't got on our sheet at the moment. That's Benjamin Ionello. Gets it out to Bedford. They're trying to nurse this through the middle. It's from here on. It's that next kick from here. They point sideways. He's got a player sideways. They come through the mud in the hands of Belperio. Nice kick. That looks like Charlie Allen. Wheels around on the right. Pops it up in the air, which gives Golden Grove a chance. At the back, Shenton. That's twice now. He's just gone long. He hasn't really hit a teammate. He's just decided to bang it out. Ted Newman, this way, that way. Allen again, getting plenty of it. And that's Charlie Allen. Oh, player just looks like he's limping a bit out there. Oh, that's Josh Dobie out there, who is just carrying his left ankle a little bit. And they've already got Simon off. Here he is coming through centre half back. I don't think he's coming off.
St. Peter's look like they're ready to make
stinger.
4 interchanges in one go. Now what are we, the 11.5 minute mark. Shenton's coming off as well as Pilkington. There's a kick down that outer wing. Not really emerging from there. That's got to be a ball up. So, Kieran Yokitsu scoreboard, 12 minutes gone. The home team, Golden Grove 5-2-32. Spock 3-2-20. Little bit of a tap on, ends up with Allen. That's Hamish. Towards in the Reed direction. Some big bodies battling here at the moment. Spills to Bedford, who's got enough space to have a shot. He's dobbed it. His first for the day and 23rd for the season. Most importantly, it's the 4th for Spock today. And they just keep in touch. Golden Grove have had their noses in front for about a quarter now. But Spock don't let it get out to more than 12 points. And right now it's 6. Golden Grove 5-2-32. St. Peter's Old Collegians 4-2-26. That is the Kieran Yokitsu scoreboard. Hello, yes. Of course, we do thank all our sponsors filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Archie's, Classic Clashes, Custom by ORTC, the High Five e-bikes, Jag Meatworks, Kimberley Resorts, the Moonlight Suites there. And of course the Gully Hotel providing one of our best on-ground vouchers this afternoon. On the outer side she goes. Some hand pass in hope. They're keeping possession. Bedford to Carruthers now through some hands. Now they're inside forward 50. I'm not sure Spock have actually kicked. I'm not sure if they've kicked 2 goals in succession today. I'll have to ask my erstwhile partner shortly. As it goes to the outer side, will it be kept in play? Yes, it will. That's Declan Toomey with it on the far side. Now, we're going to find out. David Grant. Okay, he was an emergency as wearing 31, which means they've had a laid out. 39-31. Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. David Grant. If you're following along at home, not wearing 39 today, wearing 31. David Grant, I call him the man of mystery. There's nothing on Play HQ before this season, and I'm not sure you exactly rock up to training having never played footy before and get a go at this level.
Just down on the bench there too, Phil, as I wandered down to get that. No, they're all pretty calm down there. So high expectancy and not certainly not anxious. All player down there. Taking the grant. Good to see the umpire keeping his feet
Well, it was
this time around.
It's the Kookaburras by 6 at the first break. We've gone a fair chunk into this quarter and there's still 14 and a half minutes. It's still by 6, but that might change. There's a nice little kick dropping in the path of Banwell. They've got some big forwards. They've got Verity, they've got Slater, and of course Lachlan Pascoe. And Banwell is sort of the counteract to that with the crumbing play.
Well, he's been playing on a wing in recent times as well, so he must have snuck up forward now.
He's kicked 2 goals in 6 games this year, so just bobs up for a couple.
Brother
on
of
numerous
Jack,
occasion. Yes,
commentator.
From just inside the 50. Wind at his back, pushes it right. Will it come back? No, it will not.
Well, it went straight, but unfortunately straight through the points.
Yes, I guess that's pretty much the true direction of the breeze.
Come short here, St Peters. Allen plays on immediately. That was interesting there. It looked like it went the distance. The umpire blew the whistle, so Charlie Allen, he looked to release quickly. Oh, I'll tell you what, a little bit proppy is Jesse McKinnon. Haven't called him a lot today either. Up and down, son of Robin.
Pittman, a beautiful knockdown to Cavallaro. Ricochets to Dodd. He's got a goal. He looks up and strikes it. Connor Dodd, at this level, he's only ever played for the Kookaburras. Tiny bit of time at the Bulldogs of Central District, but they got lucky. There was a ricochet. And the quick hand pass out to Dodd. So he says, oh, I've got a footy, there are the goals, and he delivered. With that, Golden Grove have their 6th goal, their 6-3-39. It is a game high, 13-point lead. It's been on 12 a few times, now 13. St Peter's Old Collegians 4-2-26.
So Golden Grove kicked 3-2 in the first quarter. St Peter's 2-2. This quarter, Golden Grove have kicked 3-1 and St Peter's 2 straight. So very tight game. That is a big collision. Banwell went up and came down vertical. He's up now. Good to see. Came down horizontal. Gee, very quick by Pittman. No, that was Pilkington. And look at that. Champagne football. Connor Dodd, he's pretty happy with himself. They're giving each other high fives just on the kick that came in. Yeah. So there's a bit of, you talk about culture in football, there's a bit of feeling out there, and Pascoe hasn't even kicked the goal yet. He's on a 45-degree angle. No, this goal.
Oh, this goal.
What I'm saying is they're already celebrating out there on just
the
kick that came in.
Yeah.
So Pascoe still has to kick it. The wind is blowing right to left. He's kicked that one straight as you like, and that is Pascoe's 3rd. And Lachlan Pascoe, well, he's got him going. But that play there, that is finals-like play, Phil. That way that ball came in,
just
and
the smooth
crowd
execution.
erupted.
And there was no luck to that. That was, Golden Grove by their playbook in terms of how they move the footy. And you look at Pascoe's now got 87 goals, and you ask the question, could he get 100? I mean, if Golden Grove play 3 finals, he's got to average about, 6 per game? Maybe. Don't see a lot of high goal scorers in finals, but that certainly would be something. In the middle, Kookaburras are doing the job, and by the way, that was Connor Dodd with one of the smothers. He's having himself quite the purple patch at the moment.
Here he goes now too, he's on the inside of this.
Slater has it, realised there was nothing forward, goes back to Cavallaro. He'll come to Shannon. They've got a free man on this side, which they'll go to in Horskins, who runs onto it at full pace, and then a beautiful run down by Anello. That's the turnover. Just centimetres away from that being marking the ball at full flight, heading towards goals.
Just those 2 kicks by St Peter's there. They're under a bit of pressure here. They haven't hit a target with those 2 kicks. Look at Golden Grove. They're running in 2s and 3s. Banwell. Oh, Pascoe, is he pulled the ground? No, he's not. Oh, Verity off one step. Round the corner. Bang! Goes Liam Verity. and they have another on the board. And as I was alluding to, St Peter's just haven't had the ball in hand, Phil, in the last couple of minutes, and when they do, they miss 2 targets with their kicks. Golden Grove come through, they go bang, 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 they've kicked a few, and it is all of a sudden 8 goals through 51, 4 goals to 26 on the Karen Haiu Ketsu scoreboard, and dare we say it, hello, yes, Golden Grove.
Oh, yeah, here they come. Yeah, they have kicked the last 3 goals of this contest, and they've been beautiful goals to call, and it's just the range of weapons they have. Connor Dodd's having a purple patch. You get Verity into the game, coming over from Modbury, who, by the way, his season high this year was 6 goals. That was against St Peter's. Meanwhile, Spock has it, tackled, turnover. Golden Grove, they're hungry, they want more. Banwell's kick, he spotted up umpire Crosby. He avoided it, as did everybody else. Now it's a loose footy to pick up. Hand pass to Pascoe! He's got 4. Golden Grove on fire. They've got 9-3-57. St Peter's 4-2-26. And just like that, wow, 5 goals, 1 is the lead. Game high 31. I'm sure it was 4 minutes ago? It was a straight goal.
Bang, bang, bang. And it's 20 minutes, 35 seconds on the Kieran Haiu Ketsu scoreboard, Phil.
Hello, yes.
I got excited before I went through the whole thing.
Should have taken a breath before doing it.
Meanwhile,
there is one other game. It's quarter time at the Chateau. We'll give you a score at the next break.
Watch out for Connor Dodd. I tell you what, hasn't he? Livened him up in the middle. He's just fallen over there. He's playing cricket. He's playing footy. He's got everything going out there. And he'll come in and take this ruck. I think Connor Dodd really has livened him up.
Well, could he be in the running for the Sandals and the iconic Dartfish beanie? I'll tell you what, the ladies last week, we gave away 3 at the Women's Grand Finals. They love the Dartfish beanie. Who wouldn't?
As you do. Anyway, they're on again here. Bamwell's been good. Declan Tomney now. They're out there. Look at them set up here. Wow, this is Mitchell Payne. He'll go down he could have gone shorter then. That ball's going to hang a long time in the air. But Mitchell Slater, he's a good tall athletic type. What's he like on the boot? They're just held up a little bit here. There's a lot of screaming and yelling out there. Here comes the pack. Up it comes, down it goes. Bamwell, couldn't quite get the little feet going around the corner there. Slipped over right on the line. And, gee, I tell you what, I don't know whether Jed Bamwell would have looked at the goals or looked at Pascoe there, but Pascoe's just walking up, and look at him strutting up and down out there, Phil. He's ready for the next ball in. Pittman, is he held? Play on is the call. Goes in after it again along with Jed Banwell.
I was going to go quick quarter time score. Sacred Heart Old Collegians 5-1-31. Ross Trevor Old Collegians 2-1-13. 18-point lead to Shot. Meanwhile, it's Funny's highlights tape time at the Kookaburras.
Connor Dodd's doing it all. He's just pushed Jake Pittman, give him a pat on the back and pushed him over. If he's not tackling the opposition, he's tackling his own.
Umpire saying, is that a push in the back? Yes. Can I give a free kick for that? No. No, you take it, Tony.
Okay, Pittman, just on that left foot, wanders in. Straight as you like. Salutes the crowd, Jake Pittman. There it is. And let me tell you, half time cannot come quick enough. 23-minute mark for St Peter's. It's been 7 goals, 1 to 2 goals for the quarter. St Peter's, what you've got to be wary of is that they are better than this and they know how to come back.
Yeah. Starting to get in dangerous territory now.
Yeah, they need to either seal it up or get that half-time and reset.
Well, 5 in a row they've conceded. So they've got to come from, 37 points down. And the theory is everything you do to me in the first half, I can do to you in the second.
Well, scoring end to the left, that breeze is going that way too, I reckon, Phil. So, players over in the middle there. Out it comes. Gee, again, Connor Dodd can give a pair of thongs for 1 quarter. Around it comes to McKelvey, out into the space. McGill. Gee, the ground's starting to really chop up too, Phil. So, look at it, slippery underfoot. Yeah. Gee, out it comes to Ty Bedford. Straight back, 1-on-1. There's a lot of blue jumpers behind the ball down there, but are they manned up down here? So there's one free, and that is Ted Newman in the middle of this pack. Comes past.
The kick for Verity, he couldn't grab it. Got the hand pass across to McKelvey, who had a slight fumble, did a nice little U-turn. And McKelvey, I missed his first goal. I didn't miss that one. He's got 2. And this is giving St. Peter's a lot to chase.
Well, they slipped and tried to get that ball out, and it was Ty Bedford who did get it out to that wing, but it became a contest. And when it came back in, they weren't really structured up properly, St. Peter's. They had as I mentioned, that player, Ted Newman, was at the back of that pack, but a little bit too far back, and wasn't able to get it. They run through again, and when you're all running on top of the ground, as Golden Grove are, 11-3, 69, 4-2, 26, things are feeling pretty good for them at the moment.
6 unanswered goals. And here's the thing, it's 11-3. It's the conversion of your opportunities for full value.
8 goals second quarter. I spoke about them through the year apart from the last game where both teams had a bit of a blowout. But Golden Grove, they've won 2 quarters on occasions, 3 quarters on occasions, but can be high scoring with their shots.
And it's 2-on-1. Collins just needs it to sit. An open goal beckons. He goes with the snap, and that's 9. 9 for the quarter. The Royal show may be on at Wavell, but the Kookaburras are putting on one heck of a show here at Harpers Field.
Well, I've just written in my notes, really, it's that second half of this quarter that they've really poured them on, and they just can't miss, Phil. 12 goals 3 to 4 goals 2, and I've just about run out of space here. 9 goals, 1 to Verity, 1 to Pittman, 2 to Slater, 2 to McKelvey, 1 to Connor Dodd, 4 to Pascoe, 1 to Collins. So that's 7 different goal scorers, and we're not even at half time, and they're sharing it around.
Well, Coach Ramsey is here from Port District. The Bees, I think, were playing on the other oval as well, but he obviously good idea to have a look, and this would be bringing back memories of what Golden Grove did as earlier in the season as Collins gets it on to Cavallaro. It's already the first, they're going for their 13th goal in the second quarter. This is for 10 in a quarter. And it's like 9 of them have been in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, correct.
Max has got us right behind it. 30 metres out. Very, very gettable. For a man of Cavallaro's class. His first. Kookaburra's 13th. 10 goal second quarter. That speaks for itself.
10 goals, 1, and they're running on top of the ground. I was going to say the game, as I said at the start of the quarter, hasn't been that physical. There was a little bit there, but now the run, it's almost like Hawthorn, when they got going last year, they got that run on, and they're running in waves. The tempo has gone up, but they can almost, if this makes sense, relax and focus and control on what they're doing, and they're just playing great football. Their positioning's fantastic down the ground when they're linking up. And can they get it out here again, trying for a hack off the ground there? That was big Michael Slater. But they've shared the ball around as well. It's not been one-dimensional. And there's the story of St. Peter's. I spoke earlier in the game. They had those 2 kicks that didn't hit targets, and there they go again. They just bomb and miss a target. Look at Golden Grove. I'd love to know the percentages of targets hit versus targets missed. They're going to load up again here. Jeep, this way, that way, Payne. And that's what he can do. Just gets under the skin of the opposition. This time he just goes long. It's going to go over the top of everyone. St. Peter's, can they mop up? Oh, straight to the boundary. Edward Allen. He's gone for the team bus.
Hey, you know what I saw a couple of weeks ago, Tony? I saw an intentional out of bounds in the Adelaide Footy League.
Well, you're not far off it there, Phil.
I was umpire director Colin Ralston saying it doesn't exist, and I think that was the rule imposed right there, because that was as deliberate as it gets. Pittman under pressure, still gets the kick away. It's been that kind of quarter. Out comes Pascoe. The quick hands, 1-2 back to Pascoe. He's got to use the hands again. Love the team ethos he's got, and in the end it'll be held up and holding the ball. He deemed to have no attempt to get rid of it, but held up, really. There was no way to get those arms free. A rare small victory for Spock at the 29-minute mark of an incredibly high-scoring second quarter.
Well, they're like the Cobra squeezing. They were just set up there, and there it is. You can hear, we'll just take in the sounds of the crowd for the moment, because almost a standing ovation. So the scoreboard, 13 goals, 381. Golden Grove, an outstanding quarter with 10 goals. Plays St. Peter's 4 goals to 26, and a little bit of work for St. Peter's to do. We will take a short break. And welcome back to Harper's Field, and what a huge second quarter it was. Tony Neal joined by Phil Herden. It was a 10-goal one quarter to Golden Grove. St Peter's, well, they only kicked the 2 goals straight. Where to from here for St Peter's? Well, we look back through the season and they're no Gumbies. They won those 5 games in a row, and then they just had the 2 patches of 3-3. But in the last 4 weeks they've won 1 game. So if ever they're going to do it, today's got to be the day. But just looking at a couple of their players, Ty Bedford, not as instrumental in the second quarter there. We're not sure he came off earlier in the game, whether he was injured, maybe a little bit of a blood rule or something. But they rely on him so much. And I spoke about St Peter's, the runners, Nick McGill, James Higgins and so on, haven't really got going today. Nick Michaels, Jesse McKinnon, I did notice had his boot off, Phil, at that half-time break, and I'm not sure that he's going to come back on. We'll have a look at that, number 20, who played a great game a couple of weeks ago. I just haven't noticed him a lot today. As we said, under pressure, story of the day, St Peter's, they're missing targets with their kicks. They're just not quite hitting where they need to hit. They know how to do it, but can't get it done. And Golden Grove, a number of intercepts, hard running, just having a look. Big lock on Pascoe actually sprinting into warm-ups here at half-time. That's how good they're going. They're up and about. Phil, how have you seen the game?
Well, I've seen a fair bit of Golden Grove, and every time I see them, they impress. And the most impressive was when they demolished the league leaders Port District with a phenomenal first half, and that was some of the best 10 minutes of Adelaide Footy League footy you will ever see. It was a 1-goal game or a 2-goal game at about the 15-minute mark, and what was that, 15, 17 minutes we went, and they kicked probably 8-9 goals, and the way they did it, the variety they did it, was just sublime. I mean, 8 different goal kickers. Pascoe, he's got 3 goals won. The last 3 shots he's converted, but he's also been set up a couple as well. So it's just the weapons, and when they're all firing at the same time, they are irrepressible. And I say, look, whatever happens at the first half can say in the second, but I'm not sure St Peter's can replicate what Golden Grove just did.
They've had 8 different goal scorers, Golden Grove, and they're better players. I looked at Jed Banwell that quarter. Jake Pittman's been great for 2 quarters. Mitchell Slater's come into the game. Cavallaro, Connor Dodds had 2 great quarters. So very good there for St Peter's. Weeks, Charlie Allen, Hamish Allen, Edward Allen, Ben Belperio, and it just gets a bit thin after that. So let's have a look. We're into the third quarter now, right in that mud. Umpire just from outside the mud steps in now, wanders through. He too has had a bit of trouble on staying on the feet today, as have several of the players, but it's dried out quite well. Around we come, Edward Allen, high kick forward, they're in front, it's over the back, stepping inside Harvey George, around, is it long enough? It's not. The big Jukes go up and cut off by Samuel Duke with the Jukes. So Samuel Duke it is, who will relieve.
All he needs to do is play cricket in England. Anyway, kick comes in, finds Anthopoulos, and he's taken the mark in the back pocket. Tony Neal just undergoing a little bit of crowd control. Very diplomatically done, Tony. Kick comes in, Bedford's first there. Good pick up on the half volley. Just a very quick kick. You can see what the breeze is doing, and Lux of Fortune for Spock there. It's landed in the lap of Johnny Reid. He'll go back and kick a much-needed one and break a run. I'm not sure the run of goals, but it was certainly a lot to a little in that second quarter. And with Spocker to come back, this is their first step.
So Johnny Reid, just those 2 entries again weren't convincing by St Peter's, but it got there. They seem to be in a bit of a rush to get things done. Maybe this will open it up. And also, is that their style of play? Maybe they are a bit like Glenunga, where you just bomb it in and get numbers around the ball. They're lucky to clunk it there, but if not, have you got the numbers? So just looking, Johnny Reid's the tall, and we've got, you've got the other one, Harvey George, of course, so they've got 4 small to mediums.
We're into time on of the second
yes.
quarter at Campbelltown, and it was an 18-point Sacred Heart lead, 5-1 to 2-1 at quarter time. Since then, Sacred Heart have kicked 2 behinds. Ross Trevor have kicked 6 behinds.
Oh.
So that's, 8? No goals so far in the second quarter. They're into time on as they're struggling to find the football, I suspect, which they have. Someone's gone for a wander. So right now, 21-minute mark, Sacred Heart Old Collegians 5-3-33, Ross Trevor 2-7-19. The winner of that will play the loser of this. The loser of that will be watching.
Yes,
Not
follow
playing.
that if you can. Just watch out here for Pittman in the middle with Lockie Di Cesare. So you see Pittman on his left foot already. If he can run around the other side of the umpire, there he goes. Doesn't quite come to him, no, but he was running onto his left foot, so they need to be aware of just the little things like that. Don't let him have his favourite side. Pushed off, and that was with strength. Couldn't quite get it done. Joshua Ingram, a little bit disappointed there. Up and down. This is what they were doing. Oh, well cut off by Allen. Are the rest of the players up to it? 1-2, around the corner. There's another Allen. It's the Allen, and it's Charlie Allen around the corner, and they've got 2 quick goals. It's a long way back. It can be done, and belief is going to go a long way here with St Peter's opening up the first 2 goals of this quarter, which we did see in that first quarter. It was St Peter's early on.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite get the scores on the board, but they kicked the 1 goal too, and then Golden Grove came back, kicked the 3.
Well,
so 3-2 and 10-1 in their 2 quarters, Golden Grove.
this is what Spock have to do. They have the breeze, they have the downhill. This is their quarter. If they can't peg this back to something manageable by 3/4 time, they will be hosting Shock or Rocks next week.
That's Charlie Allen now on Pittman. Watch for Pittman go around that. Try and get on his left side if possible.
Slater in ruck, tap Cavallero.
Oh, bang.
He bounced off of that very nicely to Dodd, who's off and running and kicking, and in the end, it's a pretty strong mark taken in front of the charging Pascoe.
Here's Bedford. I've asked for the lift and he's given it, Phil, so very good. Oh, this way, that way. This is where they need to just hit these targets, though, just to give the players down the ground a little bit of relief, and that's what happens at 50-50. Or Cavallaro just bursts through, almost a rugby throw there, under a bit of pressure now. Cesaro tries to put the Jets on those first 5 metres, up, down, round and round. McGill over the top. I'll play it. Gee, just that little bit of a fumble. Around the corner they go. There's another one. Fergus Carruthers and Phil. I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of goals scored to that end. There's been 15 goals scored to the left side of screen and 5 to the right. So I would suggest that gives us the scoring end, Phil.
Yeah, well, trailing by just over 9 goals. They've got 3 of them back in 5 minutes. At this rate, we'll be tied up at the 15-minute mark.
13-3-81 to 7-2-44 on the Kieran Hoyuketsu scoreboard.
Hello, yes.
And we are only 5 minutes in. So they've opened up in the first 5 minutes with 3 quick goals. Now can they keep it going?
Well, momentum on their side. Golden Grove need to do what they did in the first and slow down the run and get back in the contest. They'll get the ruck tap. Cavallaro under pressure from Bedford, couldn't get a clearance. I mean, the way St Peter's are doing it, it's not with the silky smooth precision of Golden Grove in the second, but there is a persistence and they are getting a free man up forward and they're winning the centre clearances. Bouncing ball towards Shenton, who's got to show some poise. He draws some players, then completely muffs it. Chance for Johnny Reid from can't miss territory. He misses.
Oh, no. I tell you what has happened is Pittman is being warned by the man in long sleeves, Charlie Allen. I'm not sure that Charlie hasn't slipped one sleeve out of his jumper and put it on to Jake Pittman. That's how close he is. Although you just see now on this kick in, he's let him go a little bit. Thought that was a white football. It was inside of the jumper there. So let's have a look. Oh, gee, I'll tell you what. Playing with risk and flair, a Golden Grove into the mud. Bedford's in there, punches forward, trying to come through is Higgins, turns around, bit of a Selwood in there, he went under and over. Oh, attracted a crowd quickly, did Xanthopoulos. Carruthers, Cavallaro, out towards Edward Allen. He's going to have to turn around. They've hit a target, can you believe it? That's Edward Weeks. Oh, a little bit going on off the ball. Weeks goes long out to that far side.
Quick pick up inside 50. It's been a lot to, I think, one so far. Shenton was held on to, and if I can see that from 80 metres away, the umpire a lot closer had no doubt. And this is the case of calming the farm a little bit for Golden Grove. St Peter's have certainly put a wall up, going with the percentage play through it. That kick in, by the way, of Hamish Collins, it's audacious. It's a good way to be playing the Bees next week for mine. Collins again being a bit audacious, going for the specky, but instead pushing in the back. That's at least not going to cost a turnover that costs a goal, which if he was tackled on that kick out would have been the case.
Well,
I understand it, but I'm not sure this is the game scenario to be doing that.
They're starting to hit targets here. Allen has hit Bedford, but he's out on that wing, so he elects to just kick high and long. That's going to give Golden Grove a chance. Big fella goes up and just runs down his hands of McCarthy. Oh, dragged to the ground very hard. Joshua Harble on that wing.
Half time at Campbelltown. And Ross Trevor did kick a goal. They are 3-7, kicked 1-6 for the quarter. Sacred Heart kicked 3 behinds, and it's a 9-point lead to Sacred Heart.
Thank you, Phil. And they've had a good run, Sacred Heart, too, in recent weeks. But gee, I tell you what, not getting his own way out there is Pittman. And now there's a free kick come the way of Charlie Allen. There's a lot going on in and around the congestion. You picked it, Phil. They've started to win a couple of clearances here. But alas, it just becomes the 50-50 kick again. Up they fly. What's going to happen on the ground? Pittman's pushed out of it. He's on the back of this. There he is there. Him and Connor Dodd just linking up. They've given it back. He's been flattened in back play. Pittman, there's a kick in. Not quite. So they've kicked 3 goals too in 8-9 minutes of football. Jed Bamwell just coming off. They're loading up here. Dylan Pilkington coming on. Looks like Cavallaro coming off as well. And Declan Tomney coming on. Shenton goes out the far side.
Could have been very easily 5 goals. Those 2 misses off turnovers. St Peter's couldn't quite make Golden Grove pay. But they're going to do what they've done before. Pick it up on centre wing and go again. In the hands of Fergus Carruthers, who's got, not to be confused with Malachi. 2 Carruthers, 2 Allens. 3 Allens, sorry. No one can take the mark. Trying to impose some presence was George. Heads towards that boundary where it will be kept in as they disappear down the hill. I think there is some wide netting there to stop them rolling down the hill. So, an inside 50 stoppage.
That breeze has dropped off too. You can see those trees in the back play there, Phil. Not as much
I
again.
am feeling a little bit of it here, which I'm not sure how I'd do that if it was a southwesterly, but anyway. Pittman instantly met by a wall of blue. He's down in the bottom of there somewhere, and one of those is Charlie Allen.
Look at him, straight to him.
Yeah, I'd love to watch those too, but I've got to watch the ball if I'm calling. Snap around the body, and Shenton's had a couple of key touches in this third quarter, just trying to stem the tide a bit.
Gives it to Dobie, back pocket. Most clubs will give you that first kick. Gee, he puts it up high. That doesn't help Golden Grove at all. Handball inside, now outside. Little bit of a zigzag formation. Long kick in front. St Peter's player dragged down. Doesn't matter. They got 2 or 3 mopping up. 1, 2. Here he goes again. This is Belperio. Kicked the goal earlier on, streaking through. McGill, too far out this time. Oh, there's a player free in back play. 27 now is Hamish Allen, but there was one just free goal side there. That was Nick Michaels, too far back.
Hamish Allen ran a huge way to get open in that possession of play. Probably a good 70, 80 metres to get this shot on goal.
Looks like he's a left footer. And has he made the distance? He has. And it's there, actually. It is there. Well done. Nice goal. So it was all a little bit quiet until the crowd erupted and there was a pointing of fingers. 4 goals too. I'll tell you what, we talked about the last quarter in about 17 minutes where Golden Grove kicked about 8 goals. St Peter's have kicked 4 goals too in 11 and a half minutes of football. And they've brought themselves right back in it, Phil. 5 goals, just under 5 goals, 29 points of difference. It was 55 at half time.
Look, when it's under 30 and you've got a quarter to play, suddenly you're a silly chance.
I've liked Charlie Allen in the middle. Is he still there? He is. He's got a different opponent, but he's got the same tactic. Arm on.
I think Spock have won a lot of the clearances. Just about won every centre clearance, and there's been about 5 of them. They're going to win this one. Bedford, not the prettiest kick, but Thatcher, in the end, out-muscling Malachi Carruthers.
Oh.
He'll dodge and run. Kick towards Slater. He's got it. Back to Pilkington. Now it's a rare inside 50 this quarter. There's a loose in McIvey. He's now his chance to play defender, putting on the pressure, gets the ball, soccers it off. Was that touched? It was.
Jeez, he did it all on his own, didn't he?
Have goal of the year nominations closed, Tony?
Not sure, Phil, but I'll tell you what, we can open it again because
that would have been one if
three St Peters players pretty much had the fly of the ball there, fell over, fumbled it, whatever. And almost got away with it there. Gee, long kick out by Edward Weeks. That's going to be 2 kicks back.
Well, that probably shows you that there is a breeze
tumbling
favouring
over.
the end St Peters are going to at the moment.
13-4 plays 8 goals 4 on the Kieran Hoyuketsu scoreboard.
Well, what was 55 points is now 30. Oh, hello, yes, sorry. Sorry, Tony.
There we go.
I'll put my ears into gear.
5 goals straight and the throw-in comes. On that far side, look at McGill just trotting around the back there. Can't quite get it done. Pilkington over the top. Barges his way through. He's a Pittman clone. See, they're running on a bit here too. Look at Allen there, number 13. Just watch where his running pattern goes. Actually, that's number 12. That's Carruthers. Bedford being held tightly there. Third man up. His man Pilkington goes after it. A little soccer off the ground by Harble. Allen just sort of had a look up. He's... had his ears massaged in there. Nick McGill runs down the ground because they realise they've got a free. And he's had a very good quarter, Edward Allen.
Yeah, we're not keeping inside 50 counts, but it's got to be 9, 10 to maybe 2.
One player came out then.
Yeah.
That was Charlie Allen.
Yeah, no, that one player. Oh, knitted one.
Yeah.
Taking the mark, 60 out. Now, what's the next kick going to do? Because it's in scoring territory. They fly.
Ooh.
Gee, almost running onto it was one of the Allens, and in the end, Shenton, the veteran, will do the important step and concede the behind. It makes it 29 points, as low as it's been for a while.
So let's have a look at what Shenton does. They'll all line up about 10 metres further past where he normally kicks. I did see him go short earlier on. That ball only goes about 65 because he does get the run out about 10, so it's probably 55. Oh, gee. Player pointing down the ground was Thatcher, and the player looked inside, almost used him, Robinson. That's a good one-on-one battle out there, and a strong set of dukes. It's not Harble. It might be Xanthopoulos, is it? So it comes over the top. He's been very good today, Connor Dodd. A bit quieter this quarter so far, but if he gets going again, or he's looking inside. So you can see Aidan Thatcher putting his hand pointing further down the ground, but they come inside. So players are lining up. It's a possession game as we speak. Samuel Duke, haven't called him a lot in back play. Goes to where his teammate pointed, but that's a 2-on-1. Is that over the top? It will be. So recipient will be Kane Hoskins. No, it's not. Play on is the call now. They burst through again. Thatcher right in front of the St Peters box.
Thatcher to Tomney. Quarter's settling a little bit. Golden Grove just looking still for their first goal. It's with Banwell on the arc. Too far out to score, you would think. I'm just saying, let's settle things down a bit. Now go with a kick to the leading pocket. I'm not exactly sure it was aimed for. Dodd was the nearest player there. No one touched it. Last disposal turnover. St Peters will move with a bit of speed here to Hamish Allen. We caught a lot of Allens in this third quarter. He'll move it down, you would think. Does so now. To the 50-metre arc. Good leap, good grab. This is Max Henry. He'll go deeper into that pocket. Reed escapes and marks, and he can kick it from here.
So I tell you what, I was watching Harvey George and Joshua Ingram, as you were calling then, Phil, and they've run from the half-back flank at the other end all the way down there now together in the goal square. I think both big men will be drawing in the big breaths, but the fitness required to do that and to stay with your man by Ingram. Well done.
This would be for 5 unanswered goals this quarter. Puts it high, lets the breeze do the work if he's plotted it.
Kicked it.
He has. Goal umpires usually don't build that much suspense for a behind. Johnny Reid has 2, both in the third quarter. That's 27 for the season. And I'm just...
Gee whiz.
Yeah, you'd love to have had a camera in both change rooms at half-time. Golden Grove were just irrepressible leading into the break, and Spock have been the same after it.
See, Michael O'Leary, I just looked down there, he had his arm around Lockie de Cesare walking along the boundary with him, and they're up and about. They've got a sniff here, and as I said, they know how to win. They won
well and true. I think 55 points, surely not. But it ain't 55 points anymore.
Golden Grove had the 11 scoring shots in the second quarter. Well, St Peter's have had 8 this quarter, and it's only 18 minutes in. So, talk about the scoring end to the left of screen. Bit of feeling, self-belief. As you said, Phil, I wonder what was said in there, but just when belief and talent and ability, you've got to be able to do it. Was that held? It was, just very late with the call. Let's see if Golden Grove can string a few possessions together. They want it square sideways. Pilkington coming off here right in front of us. So they now go long to a 50-50, which gives the opposition a chance. So just coming undone this time. It was to a Connor Dodd, of course, but just coming undone, and now St Peter's able to chop off. They need a possession. That's better. Allen or Carruthers, take your pick. They're both in the long sleeves. Bedford, that's bold. In the mud. Bedford takes a player free here on the wing, or just looked. One step. Oh, Allen tried to take the one hand. And here goes Pittman. They've gone back a long way here, Golden Grove. They need a possession. They've given it straight back to Edward Allen. So it just seems to be, Phil, those turnovers so costly.
Well, just as Golden Grove look to settle, Spock bob up with a turnover, as that's a big mark.
Thatcher.
To Thatcher. He'll go across the field of play, has the time, despite the best efforts of Reid to
Good
get
chase.
there. That player will go, is it Toomey? No, it's not. It was Josh Hable showing a bit of dash. He's kicked up. And met rather not within the rules of play. Make it the mark, make it the free. He's playing on, okay. Now inbound, no doubt that's a mark to Dobie. He'll go across field, finds Cavallaro. Now let's have a look how they're set up here. Cavallaro turns his back, and that's something that you dislike, Tony. Sean Jackson, previous coach, used to absolutely hate that.
He's got a big puddle right there in front of him as
Correct,
well,
but that's where his right foot's going to land, or left foot's going to land, to give him the grip to kick it, unless he runs to the right. Yep, he'll run to the right. Don't blame him. He thinks he can kick it. That's because he can! It's a goal! Well, I didn't even say too far out to score. I thought that was obvious.
Well, I was concerned about that puddle because, as you said, that was where his foot was going to land, and then, as they do these days, just ran out. Really, does he run to the right or does he just run around the puddle? Either way, it drifted in. A lot of these St Peter's players were pointing at the post, but it got through, and, a much-needed goal. Even though they're 5 goals up on the scoreboard, doesn't really tell the story of the quarter, because St Peter's have kicked 5 goals, 3. Could well have been 7 or 8 goals for the quarter. So we load up again in the middle of the ground. Allen on Pittman again. This way, that way. Bedford's had a great quarter. Gets it across to Carruthers. He's through. Spearing kick in. Has he held Johnny Reid? He is. He's been manhandled before that ball came in. So this is a quick answer. And this is a sign of a good team, is if the opposition get one on you, what do you do next? And if they can answer here, this will really give them a bit of feeling. So Johnny Reid, very easy shot on goal. He's kicked a few other ones today from angles. Should be the easiest of the day, but be careful what you say. As Johnny Reid, very deliberate too. Player on the mark, winds right up. Reid, and there's what happens. There's what can happen. 5 goals, 4 for the quarter. Probably one of his easiest shots. couldn't get it done, and Xanthopoulos will do the kicking in duties.
Easy does not necessarily mean converted, I guess. I said if Golden Grove go coast to coast and score, that would be a moment. Look, as it is, it's a 30-point lead. Golden Grove had such a buffer at half-time that St Peter's could kick 5 unanswered goals, which they did, and still Golden Grove have a buffer.
Just possession here at the moment, Phil,
Well,
but they're not really
doing.
going anywhere.
Because don't forget, St Peter's have the breeze and are going downhill. They've only got that for another 5 or 6 minutes. So take the lead that you've got, which is substantial, and then take the breeze in the final quarter. As opposed to maybe that idea of let's kick it into 50 and see what happens, and sure enough, opposition has the ball. Charlie Allen, centre half back, assesses options. Got a further player downfield, and they're going out to McGill.
They've changed their numbers and cleaned up, so Carruthers is 12 with mud.
Yeah,
and
Allen is 13 without. And of course,
he's had about 50 possessions.
And of course, if you cover up the right bit, it's exactly the same. That's Colley in the McGill direction. But I reckon that's Mitchell Payne who stood up and taken the mark.
Correct. And this is where they've just been nursing that ball around, getting possessions. As you said, Phil, they're not in any hurry to score. They just want to play possession. But, gee, that's twice he's done that. Just bombed it up. It gives the opposition a chance.
Like
Taking
that?
a late run on here. Oh, that ball hits the ground. That's not going to help anyone. That one too. Gee, Edward Weeks, inside out. They're out on that far side. Where's the next kick? Well, that's a quick around the corner as well. Charging through. That's a strong mark by Payne.
Couple of big
smile
ones
on his face.
late in this final third quarter.
Oh, one of the most dangerous kicks in football, Aidan Thatcher. He's been good down back in this third quarter, Thatcher, even though the opposition have had a fair bit of it. Now they're out the other side in front of the home of the mighty Kookaburras sign.
Reminds me of the 70s, Tony, when those big banners before advertisers used to ring around the fences.
That's it. So they're on that far side and very slow movement of the ball. Up it goes, 50-50. That's a good grab. And that is Dodd. Whoop, looks to go on the left. Photographer there, good chance for a photo. Is that the desired distance? It is. So they load up again, half forward line. Will it be an inside 50? Pascoe half leads, points to someone else. It's still outside 50, right in front of the Kieran Hayuketsu scoreboard over there.
Hello, yes.
As this is Mitchell Payne, just starting to get a few possessions. Has a tendency to just kick it high and long. He does it again this time. Gee, they're all around Pascoe, aren't they? Down it comes, quick hack out. It'll come back towards Payne. No. Collins. And Kane Horskin. So it looks like Jesse McKinnon may be off the ground. I haven't called him for the whole quarter. So
25 minutes gone, third quarter.
Might be down, and of course we said Lamb Simon off as well, so you wouldn't believe it. Back to 21 players each. Round the corner, the left footer, off hands there. That was Connor Dodd. Golden Grove kicked 1 goal 2 for the quarter to 5 goals 4. They may well rue this.
I'll be interested.
St Peters.
It's interesting to see how urgent Spock are with this ball. They're happy to spread it wide.
Carruthers.
Who's not showing any sign of urgency whatsoever. It's like we've got the 31-point lead going into the final quarter with the wind, which is what Golden Grove has. Spills out of bounds. Just if you've joined us recently, it is half-time. Not too far away from getting underway back at... in fact, it is back underway, and Rocks have kicked the next goals. They kicked the last 2. It's a 2-point game at Campbelltown. Sacred Heart 34, Rocks 32. Don't forget, they'll be playing the final quarter when we conclude. So, a bit of extra footy for you this afternoon, thanks to Filming Footy.
This is a high bomb in. Golden Grove, you can hear the oohs and ahs. Gee, Banwell puts the Jets on, decides to go around the corner, and he's hit the post. He was a little bit of indecision there. He got so free, he didn't know whether to go drop punt or around the corner. Went around the corner, and in doing so, a couple of players here. Allen was one of them too. Edward Allen, he was just running, holding hands with his opponent there. That is a great grab over the top. We spoke about Aidan Thatcher. Underground handball. Harble, gee, he has to really work here and puts it out of bounds. What's the umpire calling? Throw in. Oh, they're into him too. Don't think I'll be doing too much with big Joshua Ingram there.
As I said, I don't believe deliberate out of bounds is a rule here. No matter how blatant that looked, we caught on camera.
No one really at the back of this pack if it goes there. It doesn't. It comes to front to Allen. Bedford really lifted this quarter. De Cesaro up. Ionello inside out kick. And there is the siren and a free kick. So this is interesting. There's a free kick. But it was the Golden Grove for holding. Gee, have a look at Nick Michaels wanting a kick from about 70 out. Oh, player down in back play as well after that kick, Phil. So not good with the ankle. The score 14-7-91. Golden Grove leading by 32 points, 9-5-59. And we will take a short break. Welcome back, final quarter, and well, we've had an adjustment to the scoreboard. It is 14-6-90 to 9-6-60, so 5 straight goals, 30 points. The time clock is still running at 32 minutes, so they've got the numbers right, they just haven't got the timer right. As we are underway, and you are with Phil Herden for the final quarter.
Thanks, Tony Neal. 1 quarter left in the qualifying final, BDR Excavations Division 1 in the Adelaide Footy League. And yep, that time clock has now stopped, and I hope, it's gone backwards. Okay. I think there's only, the problem with that is, just make a note, Tony, 3:55 was, I'll make a note, 3:55 was when this quarter started, because they got to get to 0, and now they're starting. Okay. Meanwhile, Golden Grove have started. They've got inside 50, a high bounce kick. Here comes Slater and sees it out of bounds. A couple of kids having a ball there on the left side of the screen.
Done that a couple of times today. Golden Grove just paddled out because there's no real deliberate given by the umpires. So if they can get away with it, we get a throw in.
All right, time clock is pretty much reset. Maybe add a minute to it, I would say, Tony. As Solder's tapped towards that boundary, Bedford bangs his boot into the ball. Golden Grove front positions. Anthopoulos has it. Managed to get in space of George. I wonder if Spock can continue the intensity they showed in that third quarter, whether they've run out of petrol tickets. The conditions, by the way, we had a moment of beautiful ground bathed in sunlight that lasted about 5 minutes.
Wouldn't have been long.
Then it got dark, really dark, and I thought they're going to put the lights on. It's lightened up enough now to not need the lights. 12.1 feels like 7. Yep, it certainly does.
And just looking at the map, so there's no rain around, so it'll just darken up as...
Hamish Collins at the bottom did attempt to get rid of it, but couldn't.
10 umpires for St Peter's there, trying to appeal for a free.
Yeah, the thing, Tony Neal, this, every stoppage, every bit helps Golden Grove because time is as much an enemy as St Peter's as the scoreboard is.
Trying to flick it out. Oh, there's Dodd having a very good game. Pittman, again, attracts attention and it falls into the hand of Pascoe, so take your pick. Pascoe will be. Pittman's had a great game. But Connor Dodd as well. Really can go into the middle. He almost a Bontempelli type around the ground as well, playing as that midfield or ruckman. Pittman. And they're all setting up Golden Grove already, just in case. He is the leading goal kicker, well over. He's on his way to 90, and he's put that one through. And he has 5 for the day. Big Lockie Pascoe. 2.5 minutes in. Just going to stretch that lead out now. 36 points. And what have St Peter's got? They had a belting third quarter. They kicked 5 goals, 4. They need to kick 6 straight now just to get even. So they need 7 scoring shots.
Well, they kicked 5 in a row, and Golden Grove have steadied and kicked the last 2. So they got it to within 24 or somewhere around that mark, given the scoreboard discrepancy. But the Kookaburras have settled and look at the moment on their way. But Spock ball, beautiful and pass ground level by McGill. Puts it out in space. Will it sit for Nick Michaels? It does. So for De Cesare, it does. Into the pocket. Beautiful read off hands by Charlie Allen. Hamish Allen. I knew I'd get the Allens mixed up at some point today. That was Hamish, let's be clear. Hamish Allen. Great pick-up. Kick just a little bit wide.
Player coming off injured here in front of us, Phil, and he's just holding the shoulder.
That's Duke.
And, he does not look good at all.
So that's Simon, been a few casualties. We haven't seen McKinnon, we haven't seen Lance Simon, and that's Duke going off looking a bit worse for wear.
Davey just trotting on right in front of us here. Umpire says we'll have a ball up. You can see a lot of the players from around the ground have come in. The wingers on the far side are just on the corner of the cricket pitch, or they could be the flankers, because there's a spare. No, there's not a spare now down the back. So Pittman just pushing his opponent into that, which was Charlie Allen. Just watch 13 and 6 in the byplay here, just to the right. Allen's on him. He's got touch. Pittman have been the left footer. Bedford goes up. There goes Pittman. It's a bit hard for him being a left footer. Goes back after, gets 2 possessions. Now he's collapsed into. He knew it was coming.
He rode the first tackle so well. He went down and the tackler just went over the top. And then the Cesare came in and just monstered him.
So
legally.
De Cesare, in it comes. Oh, big pack forms. Have a look at the number of players around that. Around it comes Allen, just pushes out, takes the mark, and goes back and loads up. But what have you got up forward? Bedford. That's okay. Good set of hands. He too has to step away from this puddle. So he's going to kick from 65 out. There's a bit of movement. Where's Johnny Reid? Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. And it's gone over the top. Second in line. Big George couldn't take it. Or player manhandled there. And guess who it was? It was Connor Dodd playing a fantastic game. And won't get the free though. That looks like Mitchell Payne.
Yeah, Payne's
flicks it out wide to Kane Horskins.
Payne's had a couple of good defensive moments. In the last 20 minutes or so, a couple of good marks in claiming that free. Expect to see Golden Grove not in any particular rush. In the Robinson direction, misses both, and it's with Ed Allen, the captain. Into some space. Oh, look at the courage of Pilkington. I'm pretty sure on that occasion. Not sure why he didn't end up with the free. That's a bit on the high side. Umpire sees that, and Xanthopoulos will emerge with the football. James Higgins trying to explain it just slid up, umpire.
Bit slow to get up there, Xanthopoulos. Bit of a good runner as well, running through.
You have a match-winning lead. You can only lose if the other team has the ball enough times to kick the goals they need. And it's with Ingram on the defensive 50 arc for Golden Grove.
Caught him a lot today, but geez, good distributor of the ball there. Floated away at the last minute. Horskins comes in close here. Dodd on the left boot. Oh, along the boundary. Let him go if they're too hard. That's what we used to say at training. And that is exactly what Joshua Harble did. Let that ball go through.
Just to put this game in a bit of context, for Golden Grove, it's only their second season in Division 1. They have already done something they've never done before, and that's secure a Division 1 double chance. Last year they made finals in their first year, lost the elimination. They're looking for their first Div 1 finals win. And
St Peters, if they don't get up, it looks, feel like they might be playing Sacred Heart, depending on the outcome of that. That is not good.
Yeah.
That is, wow. That was a big hit. This is, it is Pittman. There's a little bit going on. Umpire's right there. Player help to the ground.
Yeah.
Big Lachlan Pascoe in there, not happy either.
So is Pittman. I'm not sure it's him or Pilkington because they are similar build.
Well, Pilkington was actually in the blue, Phil, so I was sort of looking at the two.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
They are almost twins. Pittman. Oh, that'll lift the whole team, that one will. That could be the sealer if it wasn't already earlier in the game. They've kicked 2 goals for the quarter to 1 point. And, Pittman just puts his body in and having a mighty game. Probably between him and Connor Dodd for the Archies, the beanie and the pub voucher. The gully today.
Well, for the 7th time this season, Golden Grove raised the bat and kicked the ton. 16-6-102. St Peters 9-7-61. 3 goals in the first. In fact, if I've got it right.
12th win in a row. 2 to Golden Grove. Phil.
And I give them. I saw the last time that Port Districts and Golden Grove played, and Golden Grove won on the bit. I give them every chance next week, but this would be their first finals win in Div 1, and they'd have their crack at their first grand final in Div 1 next year, but they've got to get past the defending champs and minor premiers to achieve that. But I got to say it right now, would be absolutely mortified and shocked if Golden Grove aren't playing in the last Saturday of this season.
Pittman just looking a bit sore in the middle of the ground, if that's him.
Well, that's part of it, I guess, is keeping all the weapons safe. Josh Glenn will not be a part of it. Haven't really missed him today. As we do have the long kick. Falls short as expected into the breeze. Shenton doing a great job leading all to the ball, waiting for the cavalry to arrive, just tapping it intelligently forward, not getting possession so you get tackled. And that's, you know what that was, Tony? That was intelligent football. Don't pick it up until you've got space to get clear.
And I reckon that tested the hamstrings in the final quarter, Phil, when you're bending over for that ball like that down around your feet. There's big Ingram, normally a long kick of the ball. There it goes, over the back. Weeks, tried to put in a spoil, comes to Bedford, really having a great second half. Goes long, way out front. There it is. Cam Shenton does have a tendency to really get down the ground when he can, and on that occasion he just judges it so well he can probably get it back here. They've got set up around the outside, the ring-a-ring-a-rosy around here, almost AFL-like. Oh, it could have gone backwards, a little bit of indecision. Kick comes in now, oh, good hands. Plays the man in front. So Golden Grove, as we are 10 minutes in, got about 18 to 20 minutes to play, and as you said, Phil, what they want to do now, still run into good form, but not have any injuries, and have a good finish to the game as that ball comes in. Well, St Peter's players spoiling themselves. Looks like Slater trying to tunnel it back.
It feels like it's about to rain. Now, the radar has just the flimsiest, tiniest bit of white working its way through. So if it does rain, it will be not much for not long. But it has certainly got a tad on the cold side. You said it felt like 7. I reckon it might have gone down 1 or 2 by now, Tony, as the throw-in comes in. Pilkington somehow got a kick out of that. Went to Dodd, not 15. His kick is smothered. Somehow St Peter's have got out of trouble. High kick. There's your win for you. Holding it up. And in the end, safe pair of hands was Josh Dobie. He'll look to us. He said, I'll kick it to filming footy. And on the way finds Ryan Xanthopoulos. He's had a couple of good touches. He goes downfield. Verity. What a combination. Pascoe, Verity, Banwell. Their forward firepower is legally. That's gone. That's see you later. Fortunately for Bill Carrier, he was like a thief in the night earlier for the goal. This time it's Mitchell Payne, who's had a couple of good defensive grabs down there in the ground. He's going to get a shot on goal.
Just watch for the celebration. If he does kick it, he might just go back.
You reckon he might give it a bit?
He might just remind a few.
Antagonise a bit?
Let's just see. There we go. Doesn't mind a bit of a celebration and a bit of an antagoniser. I don't know, get on the square might be the TV, but
okay.
Mitchell Payne. So the 3 goals for the quarter, and there he goes. Comes off, he wants the applause of the crowd, I guess. There he goes. Get me photo. Might have a little bit of a... I hope that's mud on the corner of his eye, but it might be a bit of blood trickling on the corner of the eye there. So coming on is Harble, and he... bit of a crowd favourite, a bit of an antagoniser as well, but he loves it. Good on the young man. They're on their way to a final.
It's always a question. You know, footy. Are we in the recreation industry or the entertainment industry? And I think the higher you go, the less it is about recreation and the more it is about entertainment. At this level, probably the recreation bit, but it's nice to be entertained.
Well, it's 47 points, Phil. It was 55 at half-time.
24 at one point.
Half-time, it was 30, and now it's blowing out again.
Yeah. You swear it was a 10-goal goal down there? Tony, you're going to go down there in about 15 minutes' time to give out a prize, and so you can report back.
Just the amount of goals that have been kicked to the left of screen.
Well, I can tell you, but if you call a bit of footy, I'll give you the stat.
Well, I've got 17, 20 to the left of
20
screen.
of 26. So 22-6. Or 20 against
20
6.
goals to 6, yeah, down that left-hand side. An amazing game because it's not that windy. I know you call it the downhill end, but there's a bit of a breeze down there now, but it hasn't been blowing a gale or anything. But amazing for a final. And Golden Grove. Well, the other thing is, Phil, they come in with quality, knowing that they can play in Division 1, and win a final. So this is going to do Golden Grove a lot of good. They're lining up for their 12th win on the trot here. Around it comes St Peter's high, and they're spoiling each other here, Golden Grove, as it's through for a point to St Peter's, 9 goals, 8.
In the other game, I mean, if Ross Trevor lose this, they're going to be really disappointed with the goal kicking. They have kicked 1 goal 6 in the second quarter and 1 goal 4 in the third quarter. 4-11 is their total. They trail 4-11-35 to Sacred Heart, 6-8-44. So 9 points is not much.
So 15 scoring shots to 14. They're
correct.
losing.
And that is the three-quarter time score. So when we're done, just go to wherever you found us and you'll probably find the elimination final with Jack Banwell and Adam Jeffries bringing you the Stream Team game.
Here's a go, round the corner. Is it going to bounce? No, it isn't. So another point here to St Peter's, 3 for the quarter. Can't get a trick at the moment. It's 15 minutes in on the Kieran Hayuketsu scoreboard.
Hello, yes.
And this is Cavallaro.
I just always think you're just going to throw to me to start commentating.
Chips across to Connor Dodd. Connor Dodd handballs outside. There you go.
Thank you, mate. I mean, as we got the hand pass, this is the transition level, though St Peter's getting away. They'll pick it up, and now they'll reset, and now Banwell gets a hand in. Bit of fatigue here, and the kicks not being as strong as they were. Now a little bit of 1-2 action, and a lovely move from Fergus Carruthers. Only as far as Cavallaro, though. Not the prettiest footy, but it does emerge. With Spock, they won enough battles to go forward, and there's Johnny Reid with the catch.
It's a nice grab, wasn't it?
And I mean, Spock they'll be disappointed with today, and they'll especially be disappointed. He's had 3, yeah. They'll especially be disappointed with that 10 minutes leading into the halftime break. But they've had a heck of a season with teams, that last year, 6-12, stayed in the division by half a game. They barely stayed in the year before.
You talk about that 10 minutes. If they kicked 8 goals, take those 8 goals off the scoreboard, have a look at it.
This is for the lead, probably, but it's not.
Oh.
And see, there's your southwesterly
the umpire likes it.
Blowing across. Oh, there's a goal. Okay. It's certainly curved, but it curved late. Well done, Johnny Reid, with 4.
Yeah.
What's that, 4 out of 10? That's job done from his perspective.
Well, you get remembered for playing well in big games or in finals, and Johnny Reid's certainly done that today.
So just to note, St Peter's, the last 2 years they haven't been near finals, almost got relegated. So they've won, they were 6-12 last year, they're 12-5-1. So they doubled their win tally. Their finals, their last final was 2022. They made the finals 4 years in a row maybe, but their last win wasn't since the 2019 elimination final. They've lost their last 5. Looks like that's going to be 6. But they get another shot against someone next week.
You're correct, Phil, and the permeations are they may well line up against Golden Grove, maybe in the prelim, who knows?
Yeah, that's often happens.
Or they may get through to the granny or Port Districts, and, it'll be down to 4.
Well, I'll tell you what, they wouldn't mind playing Port Districts. They played them twice, and both were, I think, 1-goal games.
Was that St Peter's?
St Peter's, yeah.
Okay. Oh, as that ball comes in, swirling around. Remember also, Golden Grove have to play away from home.
Yep.
Not that that should make any difference. It's what happens inside the white line.
Well, this will be their last home game.
Yeah.
Pascoe, beautiful pickup. He does that so well. Needs a bounce.
I mean, he burst. He put the jets on a bit there.
Some full forwards, have great power and strength and can mark, and some are just brilliant with the kick. Pascoe, what makes him such a threat is his speed and his ability at ground level, on top of the good mark and good kick.
Look at Pittman. Oh. Pittman took the whole pack out there. And Collins it was around the corner. But I just said as it was floating in, have a look at Pittman there. He flew into about 3 of them.
Yep.
Put his body on the line. Oh, here comes Connor Dodd.
I mean, he might be easy for you to find him if he's going to get the prize, if he's coming off the bench. Not that I think he'll be there at game's end. Yeah, Nick Collins is a great addition. He's one of 4 new players that they've added, and they all add something. Samuel Duke's been good in defence. Dylan Pilkington, the mini-me of Jake Pittman. Liam Verity, another scoring option from Modbury.
Been quiet today, hasn't he, Liam Verity?
He's kicked a goal. He's had a couple of lead-ins. But this is a team that's kicked 18. He doesn't need to kick 4 or 5. Just contribute where he can.
Slater, out of the middle. Pittman, bang.
I mean, here's the thing.
Ooh.
Other players will have a quiet day and then Verity will pop up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the number of weapons they have.
Player in back play for St Peters.
And he can play ruck too, by the looks of it.
Turn a row. Oh no!
Well, I said he was good at ground level. He had 2 with him. I don't know where the St Peters defenders ended up, but Lockie Pascoe had himself a football on the goal line, and even I wouldn't have missed that one. He's got 6 on the 5 or 6?
Yep.
6.
4 goals, 1 for the quarter.
That's 90.
To
Golden
1 goal.
Grove are going to have at least 2 more finals.
3. Oh, I'll tell you what, Phil, he might get there quicker than Jeremy Cameron.
He might get there.
I like your thinking, because I looked at that today at the start of the day, and I thought, I probably won't need to bring that in because he's kicked 84 for the season, so he probably won't make it. But now he's kicked 6. Well, he's up to 90 and just edging that little bit closer. And, well, Golden Grove, whilst they've won 12 in a row, and people will say, oh, you're only 1 win closer to your next loss, but I just can't see them really, with the way they're playing, worrying about that.
They could have just 2 games left of the season.
Yep.
Well, on a good way, a bad way.
They won't want the season to end, though.
No.
The way they're going. Wow. But aren't they, I look at, they've got role players out there. You talked about Robinson and Collins and these type. They've got role players, they've got their stars. Cameron Shenton down back is just so solid. Pascoe up forward. Pittman. Pilkington at times. They've got a really good spread. Horskins, you can go on and on. Xanthopoulos.
I mean, the other thing is they also had a bad start to that third quarter, giving up 5 goals in a row. So that'll give Coach Luke Barmby something to work on and talk to the players about, because as you know, coaches are never satisfied.
25 scoring shots to 19, so St Peters...
Where was the defence today?
Won't be... I think they can go away with this, hold their heads up and go, OK, we need to reset, but you're going to come into a raging Sacred Heart. The last month or so, Phil, has been very good.
It's actually the largest score that St Peters have conceded all season. The previous largest score was 14-14-98, and that was the last time they played Golden Grove.
So they'll have won 1 in 5. So they need to reshape for next week and forget about this, shut this out pretty quickly and go, OK, let's play them at our game. It's our game plan versus their game plan. Yeah. They've got the players to do it. Matty Gale, I know, is a huge rap for them. But I also think they've got a few out that hasn't helped. As that ball
Harry
flicked around.
Nelligan's the big one. He was huge for them, but done an injury a few weeks ago. Would he have made a difference today? Well, we'll never know.
Ty Bedford takes 1 step, feeds it in. This is either Allen or Carruthers. Take your pick. Depends on whether he kicks the goal or not. Well, he passes it off and gets it across to Higgins.
23-minute mark, Tony.
Don wanders
have
on.
we made... Yeah. Not that he's doing a lot now, just coming back onto the field after his rest. But
well, I think he did things early in that second quarter, was so instrumental.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a long shot. St Peters 1 goal 4 for the quarter. So their second half, since half time, they've kicked 6 goals, 8. So that's 14 scoring shots. And Golden Grove have kicked 1, 3 and 4-1.
They've kicked 5 goals without
4.
miss this
so
quarter.
They've kicked 9 scoring shots, Golden Grove, and St Peters, as I said, have had, 14.
Spills out the back, Robinson waiting for it to sit. Henry decided to go for the bump, not the tackle, which gave Robinson a chance to send it forward.
Oh, Snavell.
Higgins with the pick-up. Now back to Max Henry, and that'll give something for the Kookaburra fans to laugh about.
Max Henry turned around, took off straight away, straight back to his opponent. Forget it, get over it, and then he has to pick up Connor Dodd, so good luck there.
There'll be a
Leeds
few.
come. Oh, and on it. Well, not quite.
Not quite. Gives Collins a task. Just what's happening elsewhere. The other game is into the final quarter. It's been close all day, but for the first time that I can recall, Ross Trevor Old Collegians have hit the lead. 6-11 to 6-9 at the 5-minute mark of the final quarter. Don't forget, they're on when we're done. In fact, I'll be honest, they're on now. So yeah, they've kicked 2-0 literally 2-0 in this final quarter. One thing about Rocks, they seem to play in a lot of close games, or is that just me?
I actually don't mind Rocks. I think if they can get themselves going, they'll be a pretty tidy team to contend with. But let's just see. At the moment, St Peter's trying to work their way through. Gee, stoic here at Golden Grove, a little bit of celebration. Yeah, wouldn't take on Joshua Ingram. Big, strong man. See, a lot of space on the inside of this play. They go towards the boundary, so a sense of theatre, and straight out of bounds it goes. Person wrapped up in the rug down there.
So it's a 50-point margin, 25-minute mark. The game's been run and won. Golden Grove off to Port Districts next week. St Peter's to host the winner of Rocks and Shock. Robinson doing some lovely work.
Slow spinning
into
ball.
Some space. There's Pascoe. Again, the speed, he always seems to have a step on his opponent. On this occasion, David Grant wearing 31, as we just discovered a bit later than we wanted to.
26-minute mark, you'd probably just say to him, just keep running off into the showers.
Well, you're there.
Don't bother about going back out.
Who do you put on ice at the moment?
Pittman, you know, these kind of blokes. Or you just let them play out because you're going to need the fitness. You've got to do in the last 5 minutes of a game what you're doing in the first 5, and there he is on cue, Jake Pittman.
Who's the lad in the head? Oh, that's Mitch Payne's got the headband.
That is him. Now looking a bit like Rambo.
Yeah, he's got that little bit on the side that Rambo had. Exactly right, Tony.
Pat Cash.
Yeah, Pat Cash had the finishing flag.
This is
the black and white check.
Harble gives it back to Pittman.
Yeah.
He's already won the e-bike this year.
The high five e-bike.
Yeah. Look at him just hitting targets.
There's a few hills to climb to get to Golden Grove. The e-bike might be handy for him.
Tom Robinson into the forward line, and siren goes. Umpire puts both hands up, and they are on their way to the next final. 19 goals, 6, 120. The final score, 10-10-70.
I got some goal scorers to go through if you'd like, Tony.
Yep.
Lockie Pascoe with 6, and then a whole bunch of 2s. Jake Pittman, Mitch Slater, Mitchell McKelvey, Michael Cavallaro and Nick Collins. Singles to Liam Verity, Mitch Payne and Connor Dodd. For St Peter's, 4 of their 10 went the way of Johnny Reid. Singles to Ty Bedford, Charlie Allen, Fergus Carruthers, Hamish Allen, Ed Allen. So every Allen got a goal. And Ben Bell-Perry with probably their play of the day. That steal intercept, charge inside 50 and goal in the first quarter. But in the end, it was Golden Grove by 6 at the first break, 55 at the main break. Spock made it interesting with 5 straight goals, but Golden Grove by 30 at the last, and they won by 50 points.
Well, it was interesting, Phil. I've just noted the amount of goals scored to left of screen. So, it was 15 goals by Golden Grove, 16-17, and another 5. So 22 goals scored to the left of screen out of 29. And, Golden Grove in there, they scored 19 for the day, and they scored 15 goals in their second and fourth quarter alone. So 2 quarters sometimes will win it for them, but pretty comprehensive. And I'm glad to say today, in a top of the table clash pretty much, that they scored 19-6. So I've talked about teams having scoring shots. 19-6 is 25 scoring shots. St Peter's only had 5 less with 20, but they scored 10-10 now. Some of them are rushed, of course. So, very good. Better players. Edward Weeks for St Peter's, I didn't mind. We go down Charlie Allen, Hamish Allen, Edward Allen, and Ben Belperio. And for Golden Grove, we like, pretty well spread out, but Jed Banwell, Jake Pittman, outstanding. Michael Slater at times, Cavallaro at times, Michael Type. And then you can throw a blanket over a lot of them, but probably our best on ground today for his efforts around the ground as well as in the ruck go to Connor Dodd. Will be.
Yeah, it was more for what he did when the game was there to be won. Sometimes team need players doing something special, a spark. He provided that, was decent throughout the whole day. But yeah, you're seeing Simon there coming off. It's a moment for the Kookaburras to savour. That is their first Division 1 finals win. And I just get the feeling, Tony Neal, they got more of those coming up.
Yes, 12th win on a trot, and just feel for Lamb Simon there. Just saw him in his street clothes walking in, so there'll be a roar downstairs with the song, of course. And as you said, Phil, their last game at home this year. So, fantastic effort for Golden Grove.
Yep, so look, want to thank everybody. Want to thank the Golden Grove Footy Club, by the way. They do really look after us when we come out. We've got a wonderful spot to film and call from, so thanks for them. Also want to thank our sponsors on the day, of course, Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Archie's Classic Clashes, custom by ORTC, High Five E-Bikes, Jag Meatworks, Kimberley Resorts, the Kirin Hyoketsu Scoreboard, and our stream sponsor, The Gully. And let's not forget Farmers Leap Winery as well. Should not ever forget them. Best on Ground's about to get the Archie's footwear, the iconic Filming Footy beanie, and the voucher thanks to The Gully. Tony Neal will do that shortly. You can check out that on socials, along with the weekend wraps late tomorrow. Just the men's now, the women's wrapped up between the post midweek. Plenty to show you on the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page. But Tony Neal, I reckon it's time to wrap it up. Great to work with you again. And thanks also to Max on camera, giving us great pictures.
Thanks, Maxie.
All the way through the day. And I'm Phil Hearn on behalf of the whole Filming Footy family. Thanks for watching. Congrats, Golden Grove. Finals happening at Campbelltown as we speak, and more to follow.